Excuse me. Alright, give me one moment, eh? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Almost going live. I need to make a build first. Let me just make a build. I think I should see the doctor tomorrow. Okay, let's make a build. Alright, let's check if this works. Right? Seems to work, yeah? Okay, good. Oh hey, Amanda! It's good to see you. You know what, Amanda? Let me give you a shout out. Amanda, are you joining us for Bomberman tonight? Like, you haven't joined us in a long time. Well, actually we haven't played in a long time, but would you consider joining us tonight? Why? What do you mean? Ding was asking about playing a fan-made version of Bomberman. Would you like to join us? Hang on, is my mic working? Hang on. As in, why shout out? Oh, I mean, I thought you liked shouting out. Anyways, would you like to join us for Bomberman? Because you haven't joined us in a long time, right? That's the last few sessions of our gaming session. I think you weren't there. Why not consider joining us now since you have a better computer? If you're tired or not because you do house chores on the weekend. I see. Well, if you feel like you're in the mood for Bomberman, you know where to go. At the moment, only me and Ding is confirmed to be playing. We can't play Bomberman with two people. Hang on. I think I need to go to the dev chat.
You just look up their actual email and see it's a completely different email.
Either the
either
the email or another thing I've been getting is just people that well, some of them didn't even have their email showing or anything, so I couldn't like confirm. But whenever I looked at their Twitch, hey Chiny.
Hey yo.
Whenever I looked at their Twitch, they were like, oh yeah, I stream now and again, and then like I look at their Twitch and the last video was like from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know there are some. I got some actual scam emails, and the way I know it is I just put the email into Google, and the first result is list of known scammers, and I'm like, oh. Okay.
Oh damn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That is a thing. Yeah, they keep lists.
Yeah.
Quite funny.
Have any of you been scammed? Cause I did. I fell for one of their tricks.
Oh, I almost did. For one where like they had a lot of followers, but I almost always check out the email that they have against the email of the actual person. only if like it's a streamer with very few followers, then I'm like, this is probably not a scam. I mean, who the heck would do that?
I know, right?
And even if it is a scam, like it's just a one key, so I just send that way.
Right.
Yeah, usually what I do is when I do check the email, because sometimes they when they use the fake ones, it's like actual like people. And so I'm like, oh, you just showed me this. I'm just gonna use the email that they have on their YouTube or whatever, and I'll just send it to them. If it's a scam, then obviously they won't get the key. If it's not a scam, then I just got a free press.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much, right? Like, but it is kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit scummy of them to do
Yeah,
that.
you still have to. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if I can, I try not to encourage it. But it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme, right? Like, it doesn't affect anything, at least for us, right? It doesn't affect anything for us.
Yeah, I doubt it will. I mean,
it's just a free key, so
the key may appear on like
yeah, like reseller.
Yeah, on the reseller. Like what was that? G2A? Is it?
Yeah, like those kind of resellers.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
But I mean that's only if they ask in bulk, right? And if someone is asking you in bulk, that usually is a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the biggest red flag. Anyone
that's probably the biggest red flag. I agree.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Like, have any of you?
Like, can I have 100 keys so I can review your game? What?
Have any of you tried like reaching out, right? And then they wrote back and say like, oh, can we have a couple more keys for giveaways? Do you have?
Oh, I had that.
I haven't had that happen yet.
No, I had that happen, but it was legit because it was an indie game collective. And they will actually say which people they were giving out the keys to, and it was from the actual account. Yes. So I knew that it was legit, and it also led to, I think, 6 to 7 people streaming the game and giving their thoughts on it.
Oh, that's good.
So that's good, right? Like, that's if you can confirm that it's an actual... I think if they're asking for a bunch of keys, like 6 or 7, and then you can confirm that it's them, then obviously you should, you should go for it.
I reached out to this website, and they were like, oh, well, can you like send us like maybe 3 keys? And it turns out that they use 1 key for their for the review, right? And then the other 2 keys is used for giveaways. They didn't actually tell me that. So
what the heck? That's so rude.
And then
that's messed up.
And then that 1 key that they use for review, right? They gave it to they contracted someone to write a review, and that particular reviewer, right, actually just plagiarized another review of my game from someone else. Yeah. I did expose them publicly. So I just wrote to them. I said, hey, your review is
kind of messed up.
Yeah, and they wrote back and said, oh, I'm sorry. It turns out that the reviewer has gone radio silence. He's not responding and stuff like that. And said, if you like, can you give me 1 more key so that we can do a proper review?
Oh my god.
This is so unprofessional. Yeah.
It's quite funny actually.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
In a very unprofessional way, but it's still kind of funny.
Oh my god.
So how's your week, guys?
Yeah, it's a lot of grading. It's the final week before the term break, so there's just got to finish up a lot of the grading, and I think I'm finally done with the grading. I can kick back and relax a bit, and then do game dev. Yeah, how about yours?
Oh yeah, my week's been pretty good. I mean, same as usual so far. Just super busy working on updates. Keep getting people. Like I was telling Chao, I keep getting like messages or something, and somebody either suggests something or they mention like I don't get this, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go back into the game and try and like fix it to make it even more understandable, which is partly my fault, but as I have been learning more and more, it's like user error as well. Just the whole watching a guy's VOD and he spent like 5 minutes just not knowing how to pick up a card, even though the card had a big like bubble. Like you've seen the bubbles, Chiny, where it like shows you like what to press.
Yes.
And then it was the mouse. It was the right mouse button they had to press.
Yes.
And it was like, and he had like 10 golds in his inventory, and each one had that little bubble. And he was like, "How do I pick this up?"
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like
it's just one off, right? Is it one off?
That I know of.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I get back to Skull Chains recently,
Hmm.
and I don't know, like the thing is is weird because like I'm able to get a lot of work done. I can actually show off some work today,
Yeah.
but I don't feel any satisfaction from doing the work, which is very, very, very rare for me. That's incredible. In fact, I don't recall it ever happening before. So it's not something that I know how to deal with because I never actually had that happen.
But do you know
before.
why that? Like, why do you feel that way?
I mean, I'm guessing it's because I've been working on Skull Chains for a while. But then again, I've worked on projects that were much longer than Skull Chains. Right? I worked on projects that were like slightly less than a year, and I didn't really have that issue. But maybe that was because I was working in a team. There's a lot of different factors involved. And also I took a break from it, right? I took a break to do high maybe coming back to the code base. Maybe I started with the wrong thing. Maybe it's the boring part of it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That could like have led to it. But I mean, it got me a bit stressed out for a bit because, and it's weird, right? Normally you would be stressed out because I can't figure out how to do this thing, or I can't get my work done. But no, I'm actually getting a lot of work done. It's just I don't feel terrible about it. I just don't feel anything from
Like,
it.
not into it as much as before.
Yeah, which bothers me because I feel like the reason my games are usually liked is because I'm as hype or more hype than the people who play the game, right? I'm able to put more love into it, right? I mean, you know that phrase like, oh, games are made with love, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing, right?
Yes.
I believe in that corny shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I actually believe in
it's
that.
True. It's true.
It's
Yeah.
true,
it's
right?
true.
Yeah. So
I mean, look at the
I
bigger companies.
yeah, if I don't like put in as much love into it as I can, I feel like it's going to be a mediocre product. But I realized that there were three options that I was thinking of. I just go into it like really quickly because like this is just the start of the episode, right?
Yeah.
But there were three options. One option was I drop Skull Chains. That's out of the window. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
The second option, because it's so close to completion as well, right? It's like what 75% complete, including everything, including the UI, including everything is 75% complete. That's really huge. The second thing is I blitz through it. That means I take 1 week, 2 weeks, and I just do everything in 1-2 weeks. That will probably burn me out, so that's probably out of the window as well.
Yeah.
The third option is I spend 2 months, which is my original plan, and I just, work on it a few hours a day, and then after that I just, spend a lot of time relaxing and stuff. But then I realized that doesn't solve my issue either, right? If I don't enjoy the progress I'm getting from it, then that prolonging over it 2 months won't make it so that I still enjoy it. So I realized there was a fourth solution actually that I didn't really consider, which was trying to figure out how to make it more fun to work on the game, which sounds obvious now that I actually say it.
Right.
But it wasn't really obvious to me at the time. And also nobody really, when I was talking to people about it, nobody really mentioned it. For obvious reasons, it seems too obvious, right? That you wouldn't even mention it. But then I realized that, hey, actually what I could do is I could just like look to the parts that are really fun for me to do. Like say for the boss fights, I can implement something new, like have some kind of challenge for myself and like make the game even better that way while still having fun with it. Because what I like to do is I like learning new things. I like trying to learn how to implement new stuff.
Yeah.
And if I'm able to view it in a certain perspective that makes it more fun to actually work on, then maybe I can get back the fun that I used to have working on it. Because that was initially like why I found it fun to work on, because there was so much new stuff that I didn't really know what to do and I felt kind of lost, and I kind of like that feeling, right?
Yeah.
Now it's more like, oh, I have to make this enemy. I know exactly how to write this enemy. I'm just typing it out. I'm just typing out the code. I know exactly what to do. I know what graphics to put in. I know everything. I feel like a factory worker.
Right.
Like,
But I always feel like that towards the end of any project, because like the stuff
Yeah.
I don't like to work on, right, is all pushed to the end.
yeah, but it's like content grind, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just content grind, and the worst part, which I didn't realize until Tim, the the kid I actually mentored for Make-A-Wish Foundation, he was in the chat and he said, could it be that because Skull Chains is much a larger game than you usually do, even though you get a lot of progress done, it's not really like I got a lot of progress done, right? I got all the Gluttony enemies done in 2 days, and yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. But how much of that is actually like, in terms of percentage of the entire game? How much is that? It's like maybe 1/8 or 1/9, because it's like 7 deadly sins. So like yeah, but there's bosses as well. So I'm not considering bosses. So maybe like 1/9 or 1/10 or 1/8 or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really affect the rest of the game, and that might be why I'm also thinking like that. I don't know, it's a complicated issue, but I do have stuff to show today, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, do you guys have any thoughts on that actually? Like, because it's a really big, to me it's a sort of large-ish issue that I can't really figure out at the moment. I have a plan for it, which my plan is, like I said, to try to find what's more interesting and focus on that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like it's not exactly an issue that I face these days. You know, like my main issue is I can't even find time to work on my games. Yeah, like I don't know what do y'all think of the rest things?
I know exactly what Chao's talking about because I felt that plenty of times. I know I definitely felt it with Night of the Living Dead.
Right.
So do you just push through? Like discipline, like just like grit your teeth and just push through?
Well, as you could tell, I ended up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. His hand slipped.
His hand slipped. But that's what happened to me as well, right?
Yes.
I ended up making higher. That's exactly the same thing that we did. Yeah, we did the same thing. That's interesting.
But as for solving it, so it hasn't happened with Krular yet, and I think what has to do with it is, for me anyways, is because Krular's so far has been shorter, but I've also been getting a lot of feedback, and because of the feedback, I'm able to.
Oh my god, that's exactly the same experience I had with Hai. Because Hai was like the most fun I've ever had making a game. Because it was shorter, I was able to get feedback a lot faster, and I was able to kind of like make big changes, and it was just really fun to work on. So I think we got the same experience.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Because we were able to solve more stuff.
Yeah,
I guess that's
like to know like when you get back to your project, right, how will it go? Because like I think it might, if you figure it out, it might be able to like help me figure it out as well, you know?
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten back to Night.
Yeah,
I haven't felt that urge yet, but that's because of other factors regarding.
Yeah, you're still working on Krular, right?
Yeah.
So, that makes sense. John, is John there?
Yep.
Yeah, John.
Hi, John.
Yo.
I heard you were juggling quite a few responsibilities.
Yeah, I was there when he's juggling his balls. Yes. He dropped a few. Dropped a few balls.
Oh no.
But that's the trick to dropping it, right, John? You drop it and you pretend it's part of the act. That's amazing.
Yes.
Improvisation.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh my goodness.
Why don't you tell us more about your week, John?
My what? My week?
Your week.
Holiday. Phuket. Taking a break from everything, but taking care of kids. My sister's kids. Oh my goodness. Kids are my
I think John had the hardest week of us all. It's like I can't imagine doing that.
Holiday with kids. How old are they?
How many?
3 kids. How old are they?
God.
Oldest is 12 this year. Youngest is 5 this year.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really tough.
And
That sounds really tough.
Middle child is like 10 this year.
Oh,
man, that's
Fun times.
fun times.
Nothing like this perspective.
Is it fun times with in quotes, or is it fun times for real?
It's a bit of both.
A bit of both.
It's nice to spend time with my sister's kids.
Right.
Have fun. They swim. They like to swim a lot. But they don't actually, like, one of them doesn't actually know how to swim, but she just likes to be in the water.
That sounds dangerous.
Constantly keeping an eye on her because she only can go around on the floating board. I gotta keep an eye on you, make sure you don't drown.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't give her the,
sounds way harder than any of us.
Doesn't have a little floaty things and like.
The youngest kid has the floaty arm things. The middle kid who cannot swim only has a floaty board thing. The floaty board thing. Yeah. So if she loses
So she floats around on the board without the floaties?
Yeah.
The
The middle child's like she just floats around on the board. And she can kick, she can paddle, she can like swim, but she doesn't know how to use her hands, so she cannot come up to breathe. Which is why she needs the board.
Right.
Which is why I need to keep an eye on her, because the rest of them, they can swim or they have the floaty things, the floaty arm things.
Right.
And the rest of them can breathe.
Right.
Cool. When did exactly did you come back again? Like which day?
I came back on Thursday afternoon, and then I spent like Friday just lying in bed.
And then you spent yesterday working on the thing you're gonna show later. Right.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Kinda.
Maybe.
I see.
Possibly.
Gonna show us like a corner of the picture.
Well, in that case, shall we begin? You know what, John?
Yeah.
Why don't we start with you and then followed by me? So since our presentation is a lot faster anyway, so we just get it over with and then we'll then proceed to Devious and Chao, right?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Share screen.
I don't see the. I don't see the thing. Oh yeah, I see it now.
Share the screen. Let me share my screen. Share the screen. So I'm what I said. I don't remember what I said the last time.
You say you want to do like netcode stuff.
Yeah, netcode stuff. So netcode
It's not a good
stuff.
sign.
Chiny, do you remember this?
Yeah, you done it like the third dev chat or something.
Okay, yeah, Chiny,
is-
go visit this thing and.
This is dev chat. This
yeah.
is dev chat 91, John. Yes. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna host it. Chiny, join.
Am I supposed to type 1, 2, 3?
Yes.
Oh,
1, 2,
okay.
3, and click join.
Okay.
Yeah. Stuff
Wait, how do I
appearing on
play?
screen. You can move. I can move. I can
damn.
shoot. I can shoot stuff. Yay.
Amazing. Wow, I even got juice when you hit the thing. Particles.
That particle looks very familiar, John. Is that from
Don't.
1 sec?
No, don't, no,
Don't?
totally not. Totally
not?
did not
Totally
scrimp
not.
any assets from existing
Projects.
games. No,
Well, I mean-
totally did not.
I mean, it's good to do that, right? Don't waste time to make.
Yeah, I
stuff.
know I do
Like-
it. Shoot.
I actually should do it, but I never do.
Nah?
I never do
Totally
it.
did not. This is totally original, 100%. I
Hey, wait,
100%.
wait a minute. I see something. Like I just see the particle coming out of nowhere just now.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was like
Oh.
no, it was part of the imagination. Yeah, you were imagining things.
Out of your imagination.
Well, I mean, this is archive, John, so we can review it later. But why did you talk
Nice.
about the? When did you talk about the implementation? You said this is built on top of TCP/IP, right?
Yes, basically this is built on top of
WebSockets?
WebSockets.
Right.
But basically, I'm using Socket.io, which takes care of a lot of things. I don't know if it's like me switching tabs will kill the thing. Oh yeah, I think it's dead now.
Okay.
Oh, it came back because it was waiting. Anyway, Socket.io, bi-directional, low latency communication for every platform. I wonder if that's true, but anyway, so I'm using Socket.io, which normally, like, if you want to implement real-time communication between your server and your browser, you typically use Socket.io. You use like stuff like WebSockets, and a few other different techniques. Socket.io basically is a wrapper around a whole bunch of techniques. So it uses WebSockets, but it also falls back to like HTTP long polling if you don't have WebSockets available and stuff like that. But of course, I think over here in this current code, I'm just limiting it to WebSockets because that sounds like the most reasonable choice. If you were to use HTTP long polling, I think the game would
Will
probably
be playing
just-
slideshows?
Yeah, you'd be playing a slideshow. So yeah, I configured it to just use pure WebSockets. What I have is I have a server. A server that just relays the data that you send from your browser, and just relays it to everyone within the same room.
What kind of data?
So the data that I'm sending is just stuff like whether you're hosting, whether you're joining, what are the inputs that you keyed in, basically what keys you pressed for this frame.
Right.
And then I kind of implemented what do you call it? Rollback networking, sort of. At least my understanding of rollback networking.
Right.
So like I have code that actually stores your frame, your inputs for each frame, and then once it's confirmed, it will go back and run through the last confirmed frame up to the current confirmed frame, stuff like that.
Right.
This code was all like done in since September. The first commit was in September 4th.
September 4th of what year again?
2021.
Really? I thought it says 2020.
Really? I don't know. My logs say June 12th, June 10th, and September 30th.
Oh,
So I
2021.
guess that's last. Yeah. That
Right,
was
right.
last year, September. I'm assuming so. Anyway. So oh wait, no, it says
I'm
2020.
looking at your screen and it says 2020. I was wondering if
Yeah.
there's something wrong with my eyes.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I was reading it wrongly.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I kind of assumed that because I didn't see the date over here, I kind of assumed that the year over here, so I kind of assumed that it was 2021. Whoops. Shows you how blind I am. 2020, 2 years ago. So anyway, at that point in time, I think I wanted to. So this code has been here since 2020. I haven't touched it for a while. But what I did do this week was I hosted it on Fly.io. That one of Chao's
Viewer talk about it, right?
viewers
Yeah.
mentioned. The last time around, I tried hosting on Heroku, but Heroku, like the free tier, doesn't allow you to select any Asian region to host it in.
Right.
So I was getting super terrible latencies, and I think Heroku itself also like has terrible latencies. So when I tested with chinykian, it was playing pretty terribly.
Right.
Very laggy. I tried hosting it on Google Cloud as well, and Google Cloud was And so this time around, I'm hosting on Fly, and I don't know about you, but I think it's been running okay.
Yeah, it seems fine. I mean, it's not like, I don't think it's 60 FPS, but it's fine, it's playable.
It's kind of looking weird right now. But
Is it looking weird? Let me see. It seems like
it's
properly...
kind of jerking around on my screen. Yeah,
For some
I
reason,
see it,
you are very smooth on my end though. Like, you're the orange guy, right?
Yeah, I think the host always has it really smooth, but the
The host? But you're the host, right?
Yeah, you're the
I'm the host, so I have it very smooth. But I see your character like
Oh,
jerking
my
like
character
jittery.
is jumping around.
which means that there's probably a bug somewhere in my netcode.
Yeah. Okay, John, I have a question. How
Yes.
do you... I think we have talked about this a few times, but I think it's worth refreshing, our memories. How do you make sure that both players start on the same frame?
Aha.
Aha.
I don't remember.
I thought you measure the round trip time or something like that.
Yes, I do measure the round trip time, and then I don't know. I I kind
Right,
of
right.
do
Okay.
something.
Yes, the code is 2 years old, right? So, right.
Yeah, I do stuff.
Stuff. I just get it done.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
No,
Just like that.
I think I measure the round trip time, and then I assume that you are always like this amount of frames late, or this number of milliseconds late, and then I say, okay, let's agree to start at frame here, like frame 1910 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, or let's agree to start in a certain amount of time, and then
So
and then
basically, the
I
host
take-
will have to wait a bit before starting. Is what you're saying, right?
yeah. So let's say our round trip time is like 20 milliseconds.
Yes.
So I will assume that it takes 10 milliseconds for me to send this message to you. So
Yeah.
I'll say let's start in 20 milliseconds, and then I will wait 10 milliseconds and then I will wait.
Why don't you say why don't we use the term host and player two?
Okay, host and player two. So host will say let's start in 20 milliseconds, and I know that the time it takes for this message to get to host to player two is 10 milliseconds. So player two will wait. Wait, no.
10 milliseconds. Player two will wait 10 milliseconds. Host will wait 20, right? Before
Yes,
starting.
I think so. Something like that. So maybe I'll just tell you let's start in 10 milliseconds, and then I will wait 20 milliseconds. Something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. General idea is that.
How robust do you think this will be? Like, will it ever go off sync?
As you can have seen, it's not very robust right now.
Right. But do you have any ideas in mind, like how you are going to approach this?
Right. So I think I need to measure the round trip time multiple times. So right now I'm only measuring the round trip time once. Like at the start, it's like, oh, your round trip time is like 171 milliseconds, 172 milliseconds. Yeah, I probably need to measure your round trip time multiple times, especially if there's like a lag or something. Then like if I find myself waiting for packets to come from you, then I probably will need to wait a bit long or remeasure the round trip time.
Oh wait, that means when you send the packet to each other, the frame number is tagged on to it.
Yes.
Right.
So another issue is right now I'm just using request animation frame, I think. The client game request.
Oh yeah, before I forget, Ding is here. Ding says got a test with a lag simulator.
Oh yeah. Yeah, good idea.
That's built into Chrome, right? Lagging.
Into Chrome,
Yeah.
lagging. I'm not sure, but there are tools you can install that will modify your entire network interface so that
Chrome only
has...
like has the stuff for like if it's running on like a lower end device, not for like network stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So there are tools out there. I can't remember what one of them was called. Can't remember the name.
Right.
But basically, it can simulate like delayed packets, corrupted packets, reordered packets, and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Devious, you were gonna say something earlier.
I was?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something and then I cut you off. No?
Oh no, I said that exists. Like I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, right.
The lag thing.
Yeah, all kinds of tools exist apparently.
Yeah.
Network tool reordered.
I can't remember what it was. Packet reordering. No. I want to simulate. Simulate reordered packets. This is not the one I was using. I used one a long time ago and I can't remember what it's called anymore.
But what do you mean by reorder packets, John?
So like sometimes your packets travel across the internet or on different routes.
Yes.
So sometimes a later packet that you send out might actually reach the destination before an earlier packet.
Isn't that handled by the protocol? Like your
yes,
TCP
that's handled
API?
by the protocol.
Yeah.
That's true. So if you're using WebSockets, which runs on TCP, it doesn't matter. The underlying the browser or the network interface level. At the network interface level, it handles this kind of reorders, reordering, so you don't have to worry about that. But you could just test it out if you wanted to.
Right, just to be safe.
Yeah. No, I can't find the tool.
No, it's okay. We can. She can show us next week.
Yeah. But yeah. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. One of the things is that I'm kind of using. I don't think it's here because I'm using Pixie as my vendor loop thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's basically based on the frame number is based on request animation frame, the browser API request animation frame, right? Which currently I'm just assuming is at 60 FPS, right? 60 times a second. But that might not be true, which is why, yeah, you should not assume that request animation frame runs at 60 FPS. So now my frame numbers might be like totally off if you're running at 30 FPS and I'm running at 60 FPS.
Oh. But there are other ways for you to keep track of time then.
Yeah. So I need to find some other way of keeping track of time. Right. In my code. So that's the stuff I will probably be implementing next week.
Yeah, sounds like fun times, John.
Fun times.
You gotta have to ease your way back into this, right?
Yeah.
After so long of jumping on people's shoulder and juggling stuff. Amazing.
And
do you do that?
This is an old code base, right?
Sorry?
This is an old code base, right?
Yeah, from 2020. So
yeah,
there you have it.
Finally, it takes like a few days for me to get back to like old code base.
Yeah.
But for 2020, that's like probably a week, maybe. It's like that seems quite hard. I don't know.
That's the reason why I always rewrite my stuff. I look at my old stuff, I'm like, I don't want to go through this again. Let's rewrite everything.
Oh, that's what I did this week.
Actually, how about you rewrite a game maker?
Oh, no thanks.
Time to use a custom engine.
No.
It's why you write. It's why you write your own engine.
No.
Time to use monogame.
An engine and game maker.
You write your own engine.
Some people have done that. Monogame has like a game maker like library for like people who want to transfer.
Oh really? That's cool.
Yeah, I remember like that was the stream where John Blow like raided me, and then like the creator of the framework was like, "What the heck are you doing?" Because he then watched the stream and he's like, "Oh, you're using my library wrongly," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I never understand why anyone would actually do that, but okay.
I don't know. It was pretty funny though.
Right.
I was like, I'm sorry.
All right, John. This looks cool, man. So next week it will be just continuing. Trying to fix the issue with the layer 2, right?
Yeah, the issue with layer 2. Like after like a pause, then when we restart, it kind of desyncs for a bit or forever. It's permanently desynced. So I always see player 2 hopping around instead. So yeah, gotta fix that.
Right. Cool.
And actually work on actual gameplay. I have no idea what I'm gonna make.
Right.
It's like, let's implement network some netcode, and then like, okay, but what
it's done
exactly? It's done, yay!
Cool. Yeah, actually, maybe in future I would like to know more about like how you implement the rollback because you have to simulate the previous few frames, right? And I wonder what that means for your code architecture. Like, how do you recalculate previous frames of your game? Like, how do you have to organize the data in order to do that? Especially if you have a physics engine running, right? What does that mean, right, for rolling back your physics,
Yeah.
So yeah. Cool, man.
And one thing, I was just wondering like what kind of game I want to make that will you make use of this netcode. I don't know. I don't play much shmups, so I don't really know how to make a shmup. But I was thinking maybe I could do something simple, because I just want to make something simple that I can just put up as a web game that possibly some company would want to put up.
I have an idea. If you look at Daniel Linson's games, this is not
Ah,
particularly
Daniel
a
Linson.
multiplayer game,
Yeah.
but there's this game where he made like a game where you have a chat room, like real-time chat room,
Oh, I've seen that.
and every time you write out a line, right, it converts the entire line into a platformer game. Then you can click on the line, and then your platformer character will be at the start. And if you say like an underscore, then there'll be a ground. If you put a like, you know the, what's the, you know the symbol above the six. What's that called? A carrot
The
carrot symbol?
Carrot, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you do that, then it will turn into a spike. That kind of thing. You could like riff off something like that. That'll be pretty simple to make.
Oh
I
wow, it
imagine.
looks really cool.
Yeah,
cool,
but
right?
that won't really be real time. So maybe you could like riff it into a way that you can have it be real time. I can see that being firstly simple to make, and secondly it will be an interesting idea that people will want to try.
Oh, make it a auto runner, and you type it out.
Oh, and then you have to type in. Like one guy has to type in. That's a pretty good idea actually. Like, actually, that would be pretty simple to try out as well, right? I think. Like I don't think like especially since it doesn't have to, even if the other person jitters, like the input is literally just a key input, it's a char input, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really it's not like a vector 3 input or anything, a vector 2 input. It's literally just like one char. So and the timing doesn't matter too much. So that might be worth it, yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
Chiny.
No. Go ahead. You were what?
Oh, actually, I was considering something like a Rumble kind of thing.
Runbow.
Runbow.
Chiny, we've played
Oh
Rumble
yeah, we
before,
played
right?
this. Yeah.
What's Runbow?
Competitive platformer.
Rumble. Yeah, it's like a racing platformer thingy
Oh.
that
that's what
may
it
or
is.
may not you may or may not find fun. Chiny and I found it a little boring.
I mean, there's all sorts of like competitive platforming games.
There's one called Speedrunner as well.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of actually. Yeah, but I think like those ones. I mean, there's all sorts of like you know, do you remember Dino Run? Does anyone remember Dino Run?
Of course,
Like a
yes.
really old Flash game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that, right? Like,
Isn't that the game that is it Firefox or Google uses?
Which one?
no. It's not that. It's like it's a full color. It's not the Chrome
It's
game.
the
basically.
dinosaur outrunning the apocalypse.
Yeah. It's like meteors are striking.
That one,
and-
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Pixel
the
Jam.
second game. Second game is not out yet, right? I think.
Second game, I believe they made a remake of like Dino Run DX. They put it on Steam.
Right.
I mean, it's a really fun game, but
It
like I
is.
think it like what Devious was saying earlier, it's a much better idea though. Like Devious are saying like make the level as you are running. Like one guy is making a level as you're running. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, and you could probably like tag out, so it's not a full versus kind of thing. So like maybe you hit a little zone, and then that tags in the other person. And now they switch positions.
The main reason why I think it's a great idea is because I don't think it will take too long to implement.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Well, of course, like John did say that like you are looking to getting what published by web publishers, right, John? So I'm not sure.
Multiplayer might not be the best.
I'm not sure how viable that is.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. In that case, the chat room thing might be the best because the chat room thing you can leave a message, you know. And then yeah.
If you
But
put
that's not really
leaderboard,
real time. Yeah.
if you put leaderboards, then so when they tag out and they switch positions, then your points are scored. So whichever one you are, if you can catch the person and like make them fail, you get a point. And if you're running, then if you can complete it, then you get a point or something like that. And if you have like a leaderboard thing, you could probably do something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll like make full use of the real-time kind of multiplayer thing that he's got going on.
Yeah.
Because like that one is like kind of asynchronous. Yeah, this is the one that I'm talking about. The Managor walkie-talkie one. It's really interesting though. Like it's a really cool idea. And I can't believe like nobody has really thought of it. Actually, Managor makes a lot of very interesting stuff. Like there's one game he made called Window Frame. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of it.
Window
it's like
frame.
you can yeah, you can actually modify the actual game window.
Oh yes, yes.
And
Yes.
it will affect the
Yes. Yes, I've seen this.
I saw it and I was like, what the heck? I was like, how does this guy keep coming out with this kind of stuff? Because every game he makes is basically on this level of innovation, I feel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
He stopped his output already, right? What's up with that?
No, he's still making games. If you go back,
Uh-huh.
it's like I think he's these are not in order of like what he released them in. It's like best to worst in his
Right.
opinion. So actually, Holy Hell, the one on the right,
Mhm.
he just released that one like pretty recently, and I think it's
Oh.
very good. I don't think it's for some reason he put it way down, but I really like it. It's very fun.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So he actually is still making games. Yeah.
Looks like Skull Chain.
No, it's nothing like Skull. It's a platformer. It's a platformer. It's more
Do you
like
run
Wiggle
around the
Wobble, which
edge?
is his previous game. Yeah, you
Circular
run around the
platformer,
edge.
Right.
Yeah, you run around the
Really
edge
cool.
and you try to get certain keys for a door, and it's really really addictive. I like it a lot. And he made it for like Ludum Dare. So most of his games are made within 2 days, and some of them are very high scope, like Roguelite,
Yeah,
especially
I
the
like
skill at
that
the
one.
top. That one was made in I believe 2 days, and it's a full on roguelite with like a ton of power ups and stuff.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't remember how many even like there was like see that it's like how many power ups there are. And then I mean like most of them are like riffs on each other, but the amount of enemies like level generation stuff is crazy. For 2 days, like I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he won Ludum Dare I think like 4 times at this point.
Amazing. That's
Crazy,
amazing.
yeah.
John, if you're looking to like finish a thing, right? Why don't you just look through some of the older shmup like Radius and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Just to try that out first, and then see if you can get your netcode working. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you could like look through like some meme games, like meme games have a lot of like pretty interesting multiplayer
Meme
stuff. I
games?
think meme, M-A-M-E.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
The arcade emulator.
Yeah.
The heck
Yeah,
is
like
meme?
really old stuff. I imagine there's gonna be a bunch of stuff that might interest you. But the thing is about most bullet hells is that a lot of them are not really multiplayer. The only one that I can think of that is multiplayer and that is good are two: Crimson Clover, and what's the other one? Jamestown.
Well, the old school shmups
Crimson
were
as in like with
multiplayer.
a Z. Crimson.
I played Jamestown.
Clover.
Is this the one where you can control the game with just a mouse, right? So if you connect 4 mouse, you can have 4 players on one computer.
I don't think this is it.
Seriously?
I don't think you use a
What's
mouse.
No, Jamestown.
I say I don't think, but I'm pretty sure. I played both Jamestown and this one, and I didn't use a mouse, but I might be wrong. Maybe you can.
Not
use
this
a
one.
mouse.
Jamestown. You're saying that Jamestown don't use a mouse? Then maybe I remember wrong.
I finished Jamestown with a friend recently, actually, like a few months ago,
Oh.
and we didn't use a
Okay,
mouse.
let's
Maybe
do
you can. Maybe you can use a mouse, but like I think it's meant for controllers first and foremost.
Right.
Actually, you probably can use a mouse. It's very modern, so I imagine they allow it. It's just it's not meant for it.
Up to 4 players.
Yeah, it's really 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 good.
Cuphead also had the plane segments.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And if
But
you want to
like,
look at old, good.
I feel like Cuphead was like a lot more. The plane segments were a bit more generic. I feel anyway. I mean, I'm.
Oh yeah,
not
definitely.
sure.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
like I think like if you're gonna look at really interesting stuff, Crimson Clover and Jamestown is really really like up there. They're like one of the best.
Although, does Jamestown have a mechanics or one of the things that I don't know if this is in a bunch of shmups, but one of the mechanics in Cuphead was the pink shots, and you like flip
Yeah.
off them.
I think it's like the parry shots, right? The ones that you can parry.
Yeah.
Some games have that. Some Toho games have that. I think like I'm trying to think of the one. Ikaruga had this thing where you can kind of switch
polarity.
fields, right? Polarity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be right back. I just need to get a very quick toilet break.
Oh, sure.
Just keep going on about me.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say also. Oh, I was also gonna say, yeah, look at a bunch of the old school arcade shmups because those were all multiplayer because they're arcade machines.
Yeah.
You had the double things, the double sticks.
Related to Ikaruga and Jamestown. Let's see. Ikaruga, Cuphead, Resident Evil 4.
Wow, what?
Resident Evil 4?
Why are those together? I mean, that makes sense because Resident Evil 4 has a multiplayer segment. It's like Mercenaries, I think it was.
Yeah, mercenary modes, but I don't know why they would call it. It's not exactly a shmup, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. That's why I don't know why they put all these together. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because it says related.
Reminds me of the time when, dang it. Chiny, I showed you a picture that I got once. Something. It was like the PlayStation Store was recommending me games, and it was like because you played some game, and then dang, I can't remember what it was.
Well, is it something with hentai in the title?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, I totally don't remember what it
I heard a lot of good stuff about Mushishihime, by the way.
was.
What the heck
Mushishi.
is
Yeah.
What is that?
Insect Princess, I think.
It's not Mushi, it's Mushihime-sama.
Oh, Mushihime-sama. Sorry, not Mushishi.
Mushihime-sama.
Mushihime-sama, like insect Princess? Is that what it's translated to?
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, it says
Mushihime, I
bugs
guess.
and stuff. Koju?
Hmm.
What's a Koju bug?
I have
Koju?
no idea.
I have no idea.
That's what it says in the description over there. Yeah,
I
but
guess
like
we
Oh.
just call them
Koju bugs.
Koju.
Koju.
Maybe it's a smaller kaiju. Now that I think about it, that would make sense.
Oh.
that makes
maybe,
sense. That
maybe.
makes sense too.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard good stuff about this. John, but you have to remember that if you intend to target, websites like Poki, right? Your game probably cannot be exactly like stuff like this because you have to understand the target audience, right? They are a bit more they are less hardcore, so definitely keep the target audience in mind. Because I have reached out to Poki, right? Like with some of my more difficult games, and then they're like, oh, it's too difficult for our audience, so you have to remember stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, you're making stuff for Pokey.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
talking to Chiny?
Oh, sorry, what?
No, I was talking to John.
Yeah.
You.
Oh yeah. I do intend to. I'm like trying to. It seems like Poki is the one of the bigger
leading web publishers,
web
right?
game publishers.
Really?
So I'm thinking I would want to try like making something for them for this audience so that I can get some returns on my time spent.
Yeah. Let's focus on making it fun yet accessible for the web game audience, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make money on Pokey? You use the ad things.
Sorry, what?
It's basically making money on Pokey. It's basically
Yeah, it's
mobile-
advertisement.
Yeah, okay.
It's a 50-50 split. But
Damn.
when you work with them, they are very responsive, right, to your questions, and they will help you do like certain analytics. They'll talk about like what your games may be lacking in terms of traffic and in terms of retention, and they'll like give you the feedback necessary for you to make changes to your game. So I like that they are so responsive because I work with like another publisher who was basically just going on radio silence, right? And if I need anything from them, I have to reach out to them, and then they'll reply me in like maybe 1 to 2 weeks. So
Wow.
yeah, so like I very much prefer to
Whoa.
work with Poki. Yeah.
Yeah, every time you talk about publishing to Apple, I'm like, how long it takes for you to push an update and all that. I'm just
Oh,
so happy that Steam can just let you
I
push it right
know,
away.
I know, right? Yeah, but Apple takes like Apple takes about, I don't know, it can go anywhere from like 2 to 3 days up to a week. Yeah, or 2 weeks, right? Sometimes.
Hello.
What were we gonna say, John?
Yeah. So like I
Oh, hello, Chao.
I found the image that I took. Yeah, because you played Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, let's recommend you Resident Evil 7.
Sounds okay.
Yeah, totally the
Well,
same thing.
Yeah, sure.
I bring it up, Chao. I bring this up because I was like, related to Ikaruga and Jamestown,
And
like
it's Resident Evil
Ikaruga,
4.
Cuphead, Resident Evil 4. Yeah, totally same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 4 is
basically. I mean,
apparently covering everything.
it's a
You go around,
shooter.
you shoot
I'm
stuff.
basically the
It's a
same thing.
shooter.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sure.
A lot of
Living in a
people,
mirror.
a lot of people I know like those kind of games actually do, like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. No, they're
But
great games. It's fun.
It's not really related. It's
Yeah.
just it seems to have like a intersecting player base. I
Mm.
can't see about the dancing in Starlight and
Which is totally
Resident
a
Evil
rhythm
7
game.
though. That's a bit
Rhythm
much.
The
That's a
only
bit
only
much.
common point is that they're both by Japanese developers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But then, because you played Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, Star Wars Squadrons, Squadrons, by
What?
EA. Yeah,
Isn't
totally.
Demo like a board game turned into a?
Rhythm game, is it?
Is it?
Um,
Wait, how do any of these like have any relation to? Persona
None
5?
whatsoever.
Oh my god.
What's the last one?
That's I
Laid
believe
back?
I've seen that on Steam before. I think it's like literally just a simulation game where you just like chill out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says laid back, so that's what I
Yeah.
assume right away.
Is this laid
It's like-
back? Oh, I can't even read that. I was like,
it's,
Yeah.
because I saw that image on Steam,
This-
so I was like
this-
curious. What's
Wait, this looks like some kind of an anime adaptation game. Is it a
I don't-
Yuru something?
I don't think it is.
Huh.
let's see,
It's
laid
from-
back.
That camping
It's
game.
on
Isn't
Steam
it?
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's Yuru
on Steam
Camp,
as
right?
I
well.
mean, the camping anime.
Is it?
Yeah, that
Oh,
is
yeah,
what
it's
it's
big.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yuru
Bust.
Camp, right? Is it?
Yeah, it's based
Like-
on the. What did it say? Where was
Oh, okay.
It is, it is.
Yeah, there you go.
I have no idea. I guess.
I haven't watched
Each
it.
version
but-
is about the length of an anime episode. They said that.
Yeah, neither
Is
have
it
I. I've
good?
not watched it.
Interesting.
I have not watched it.
Oh, it's a VR game. Wait,
Yeah.
it might be the wrong. I might be thinking of the wrong thing. It's a VR
Which
game.
version?
I wasn't thinking of this. It is a VR game.
Right. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
talk to anime girls. I think that's the draw, I guess.
And
Yeah,
you are
so
an
it
anime
reminds
girl.
me-
You are an anime girl.
Oh.
Oh.
The pink-haired
Oh.
one.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's a pretty neat thing, but it's like
That's interesting.
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to be very well reviewed though.
$2.93 ain't bad for such a niche.
Is it niche if it's based on an anime? Will that be considered niche?
But is it a good anime though? I don't know. If
I actually have no idea what I like. about
Neither
anime.
do I. I think it's
completely
popular
forgot about
enough.
this one.
It seems
Yeah,
popular
maybe.
enough.
That's pretty cool.
The
that's
war in the
pretty
game,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh damn! I think we spent an entire hour on this, John. Let's go.
An entire hour talking about laid back and
man,
virtual
you guys.
link motors 2 on Steam.
This is Chinykian's anime review games.
And you get to be an anime girl.
Yeah,
No.
kawaii,
I
kawaii desu.
You have to give your doggo like big anime eyes.
oh man.
Yeah,
I don't.
the little.
I don't even
blush.
play like a lot of those anime style games actually.
I like how you have to defend yourself. You're like, I don't actually play these anime games. Get him out of here.
No, I have
What is-
nothing
what is-
against them. Yeah, I have nothing against them. It's just like you know, in JRPG, right? The story in a lot of JRPGs that I have played. Well, not a lot. I only play a few, but in the storylines in those games, right, tend to be very cliche.
Yeah, unless you play like the Chrono Trigger, isn't that cliche? There's a lot of twists and turns about like a lot and Earthbound and stuff like that. But those are the fringe ones, right? Those are not really the. I
Exactly.
mean, they're popular, but they're cult classics
Yeah.
more than they are like actually popular.
You know, it's just like
Oh, now.
yeah, it's just that there's only so many times, right? You can suspend your disbelief when you see a anime character goes, oh, it's not like I like it or anything. It's like, it's very. It's very.
If you are looking into old JRPGs, the ones I would recommend are Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, the ones I already mentioned, but also Live a Live. Live a Live is an interesting one where
Oh.
you actually play. They're making a remake of it coming out very soon.
Right.
You basically play, I think, 7 or 8 different characters across different timelines, and they converge. So some of them are wrestlers, so like a martial artist trying to find his way out. Then one of them is a robot. Some of them don't even have any combat, stuff like that.
Right.
and it's a very interesting kind of thing. Then eventually their storylines converge. There's also Moon Remix RPG Adventure, which doesn't have any combat either, and a lot of people liken it to. I don't think this. I'm not sure if this is a fair comparison because I haven't actually played Moon RPG. It's the one that I haven't played, but a lot of people say it's Undertale but better. I don't know what that means. I
Right.
just what I heard. Right? I don't know what it means.
Undertale?
It came before Undertale, way before.
Way before.
So
Way before.
I don't understand that comparison, right? It doesn't make sense to me though. But I mean, if it's compared to that kind of pedigree,
Right.
I want to give it a chance. So I want to play it sometime. It's on
was-
Steam as well. They
It
made a
was
remake.
previously only released in Japan, right? And
Yes,
it's only
yes.
recently that they brought it to the
I
States.
believe the person who translated it is Tim Rogers from
Oh.
Kotaku, aka the only reason I watch Kotaku
Oh,
videos.
but he's not even in Kotaku anymore, right?
Oh, he isn't? Okay,
Yeah.
time to watch. Stop watching Kotaku
He
videos.
has his own channel now. He did
Oh,
he did a
Action
Oh,
six,
wow.
Buttons, right?
yeah
Action Buttons.
he did a 6-hour review on some dating sim.
6 hours.
Sounds-
No, and most of his reviews are around 2-3 hours, so 6 hours is a
What?
bit.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at it. Tokimeki Memorial.
Yes, I watched
6
that.
hours.
Yeah, it's quite. It's
Yeah,
quite,
most of his reviews are 3 hours around there.
Oh man.
But they are very good. They are actually incredibly detailed analysis. It's more like analysis than it is.
I think it's scarily detailed. It's like, oh my.
yeah. Like I just want to mention like the one time he reviewed Link's Awakening
Uh-huh.
for the Game Boy, he literally without reference, like tried to remember from his childhood like the entire series of events that like led up to like past the first dungeon, and he got every single detail correct, barring like 2.
Oh.
Like he was like, on the right you'll see this thing, on the left you'll see this thing, and he just has a weird. He's just a weird guy. He knows like I think he knows like 4 languages. I think he was a model at one point, and he's also a game developer. He's a game developer as well, by the way.
Yeah, he released something on mobile, right?
Like, and then he's like, I don't know what is up with this guy, but he's fun to watch. as a
Yeah,
result.
yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool.
Yeah. Sorry for the divergence.
No worries.
It's such a weird divergence too.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. I think I've shared my screen. Is it working?
Yeah.
yes, it's working.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just do it quick. Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny, you only have 1 minute.
No, damn.
So something I did was like I've previously
3000
when-
FPS.
no, it's nothing much really. It drops really fast once I start spawning stuff. But that brings me to the next point, right? Game Maker don't have like certain class types that we expect. Like Vector 2, stuff like
Yes.
that. So I got sick of working with raw floats, so I thought like I'll write my own struct, right? A Vector 2 struct.
I did that too.
So I did that in Game Maker, and then the thing about creating structs is that you have to dynamically allocate them in Game Maker. And I was just thinking like, you know what? I'm sure their garbage collector is powerful enough. I'm sure the dynamic allocation is should be fine, right?
It should be fine.
Yeah, but no, like if I spawn a lot of stuff, right? Then if you notice there's a bar here, the red part is the CPU, right? Like how long it takes for the update. Then there's actually a blue section as well. Blue refers to the time taken, right, for the garbage collector to come and collect all the the temporary objects that I just allocated, right? You just clean them up.
Right,
If I spawn enough of them, right, the garbage collection, right, takes half the time. For the entire frame. So
Okay, I didn't know this.
so that led me to the next point. I just write a very naive pool for all the temporary objects. So that's one thing that I did. Another thing I did was that I used again the greedy meshing, right, to merge my colliders around the map. I don't have it visible, so it's I can't really show it, but you just have to trust me on that. That's another thing. I did
Really meshing is just your collision, like meshing the
yes,
thing that you show in the video.
just to
right?
merge all the collider. Yeah, the same thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Then I just added this. There's nothing much yet, right? But I want some obstacles, so I went ahead and make the easiest obstacle, right? It's not,
Right.
there's no
Like how it's
AI
pointing
whatsoever.
in the direction it's going. I like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, I kind of need that because like when I start the level, right, they need to move in. The player need to
Yeah.
tell where they'll be moving. Yeah, so that's that.
That's good.
And then I did like some camera recoil, so it shakes in the opposite direction. You're firing, something like that. That's the collision detection, and then there's the health display. So if you take damage, same thing, right? There's a freezing, and then there's some flickering and whatnot. I think that's it. That's it. Yeah, I'm done.
What happens when you die?
Oh, there's nothing. You can keep going on forever. Yay!
Actually, I would.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of the game Disc Room?
Yes,
By
I
Jan
have.
Willem?
I have heard of it.
Okay, do you know how they make their levels?
No. How do
Okay, they
they
make their levels through literal strings. Like
What?
they'll say like say BB NN DD, and like BB is a certain type of saw blade, and then like they'll spawn them like that, and that's how they make their level.
That's a very efficient way of.
Then
Yeah.
because I used it for Game Jam once, and I found it was incredibly easy to make custom levels because you can just paste in a new string. And given that your game is probably going to be pretty simple in terms of enemy spawning,
Yeah.
I think you might be able to benefit from that as well, rather than having like for example for Skull Chains, right? I made full on level editor with like being able to place the times and everything. I kind of regret that because it's easier for me. Obviously, I can make the levels easier. But if I wanted to make it so that other players can actually use the thing, I have to make it a lot more user friendly. If I just made it a string, then everybody can just
Right.
change that, and they'll immediately get some
So it's
feedback.
it's similar to what what Gaballer did, is it? In terms
Exactly, yes, yeah. I was gonna bring that up as well because that game they did it slightly differently. I've been playing it recently. It's very, very, very good. But it's essentially the same concept, right? It's just one string for a bunch of levels, or like one level.
Right.
I wonder if I can bring up an example,
How
but
does
you
he-
get. I think you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How does he
Yeah.
choose where to place it though?
Where to place it? So for this room, is completely random based on like the four sides. I believe for Jaballer, the bullets actually spawn out from when you have to get items in Jaballer, right?
Yes.
There's certain items that you have to get, and when you get them, you will spawn the bullets out from yourself.
Right.
So then you don't have to decide.
And
like,
because
all
they
that.
spawn outwards, you don't have to worry about hitting
it's
you, right?
incredibly smart because then you don't have to worry about a lot of like code stuff, and then you can immediately test it. It's really, really smart in terms of like efficiency in making the actual game, right?
Yeah. It's crazy how like all of the tricks that some of them employ. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I think you can do the same thing for your game as well, and like it will speed things up so dramatically. I think.
Yeah.
Because like for example, if you are placing the stuff manually, like I do in Skull Chains, it wouldn't take too much time, but then you wouldn't be able to get players to mod your game, which if you want to, and it would be fairly easy to do so if you just was providing strings.
Yeah, true. Actually, since we're at this topic, right, I would like to know more about your steering behavior in Hai. Like, how do you go about making sure, like what exactly is your, is your the technique, right, you employ, right, to have your character chase after you without all of them collapsing?
So what I do is fairly naive, I'd say. So what I do is I literally just grab the entire circle, for example, around the player.
Yeah.
Around the enemy, right? Let's say a radius of 2 or 3. Then within that radius, I check for any other enemies, hitboxes and wise. I find the distance from that enemy to my current enemy and take it as a fraction of the total radius.
Right.
Then I invert it.
Oh, that works really well. That works really well.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
when do they decide to stop? To stop going towards the player?
There's a distance check for like when they will attack, and that's about it. So that the problem with that is that once you have a lot of enemies, it can tend to slow down the game a little bit. But I thought that was the issue actually for like my performance issues, but it turns out that it wasn't. It was like a particle issue. So actually, unless you're having, say, I don't know how many enemies you're gonna put in, but if you're saying having like 400 enemies on the same screen at once, it might cause a bit of lag.
Right, I don't think I can fit 400, so it should be safe.
Because I also thought that I wouldn't have 400 enemies
Yeah.
until people put 80 hours into my game and started getting combos of 200. Then I started going, oh,
Oh.
okay, I see. I didn't think that was possible, but I mean, it's happening. Right? But yeah, like for your game, it'll be perfectly fine. If it's just one screen, you can just do that as many times as you want. One thing that I won't mention on here how to do, but it might make sense to you if I just say it.
Right.
You can make, you know, the inverted number, right? Let's say it's like 1 out of 3, right? So that means it's
Okay.
like quite close to you and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You can times that to a certain power.
Okay.
That way you can make it so that very close objects get pushed further away from you.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I believe you mentioned it as well the last time I showed the flocking algorithm.
Oh yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do that exact same thing, and then after that, it will allow you to have extreme control over like how the flocking works, basically.
Yeah, it helps. It helps.
And basically that's it. That's all you need. It's like just a few lines of code.
It's cool. It's good to know that like a simpler approach will still work, for the game.
Yeah, if you look up like flocking algorithms like on game dev tutorials and stuff like that, right? Game dev tuts, is that the name of the website? GameDevTuts.something.com.
Yes.
If you look up that one, right, they'll actually go through a specific method that uses the vector direction and then steers it depending on the corners. That would be required if you had multiple colliders, right? Like for example, you have a collider that's made out of multiple things. Then you will need something like that because you can't just get the center of it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that will definitely require that strategy. For yours, there's no reason. There's literally no reason.
I have like I have the intention, right, to have like different arenas, right? One arena with like a hole in the middle. So I do need to, but I don't want to do pathfinding, right? So I'm
you have a hole in the middle. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I wonder if I can bake like the certain information in grid form, right? So that I have like some kind of a vector field, and that would influence the movement.
That
of
will
the
definitely
enemies.
work.
Right.
A more naive approach, which would also work,
Right.
is you literally just clamp it so they don't just move in there. You clamp it so they don't move in there, and then you put in, for example, you have a rectangular field, correct?
Yeah.
And let's say it takes up 3 boxes horizontally.
Rectangular
you can-
field, 3 boxes, or okay.
Yeah, like a long field horizontally. You can then put 3 force fields, however you might want to call it,
Right.
on each of them, and then like clamp it so that they don't fall in. Then they'll move away from it, but it might not be perfect. That's the thing. So your vector field idea is probably the best. It's just that just keep in mind that it might be a bit more complicated than the method I outlined.
Right.
That's basically.
Wait, I don't quite understand what you meant by like clamping it, like. So
just make sure they don't fall in. That's basically it.
Right, but so I was afraid of the issue where like if you're opposite the hole, right, like enemy is here and then you're opposite, then they wouldn't know how to go around the thing, which is why I say I wanted the vector field, right? But
yeah. Then the vector field will work very well for that. If you are using my idea of like the three force fields, it wouldn't really work. So that one vector field will probably be the best for that.
right, yeah.
Have you messed with vector fields before?
Not really. I have not implemented. I've not implemented it, but I think I was
Fairly
thinking
simple,
that
fairly simple.
I was thinking that this could be a good scenario for me to do it because how do I put it? Because everything is in grid, I can have like very quick access to the information, right? To the vector field itself, and then I can use that to influence how enemies move.
Yeah,
That would be so much faster than pathfinding, isn't it?
now that I actually think about it, it's actually probably the best way to do it. Yeah,
Hmm.
pathfinding wouldn't be too bad, by the way. Like pathfinding will only be like if they're on the other side of the. It depends on how many holes you have. But if they're on the other side, they just need pathfind once. That's the thing.
True.
And the thing is, right, pathfinding only becomes an issue when you're actually refreshing the pathfinding, correct?
Yeah.
But that only is an issue if the field that you're in is large enough. The field you're in is not large enough. It won't be an issue at all.
So you
Like
think
even
it
if
should,
you
should
have
be
like
fine?
yeah, even if you have them pathfinding every single like few seconds, it wouldn't be an issue. And the reason I know this is that Hayai was initially built as a game where you could move between rooms and stuff. So every enemy actually had built-in pathfinding. And didn't have problems with optimization.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, and that's much larger than what you have right now. Probably in terms of the grid size, I would say maybe yours is like 10, no, maybe 20 by 20 for like the A-star pathfinding grid size, maybe even less. Mine was way more and it was fine. So
Right.
I think pathfinding wouldn't be a huge issue even on mobile. And if it is, you could always optimize it here and there a bit. But yeah.
True. Cool.
And optimization wouldn't even be hard either because you just need to lower the grid size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So,
Yeah. Cool. So I guess I'll try the vector field first. Then if I do need like a more
honestly,
robust
vector field would
approach.
be the best, but
Yeah.
A-star pathfinding I think will be easier. I mean, A-star pathfinding is pretty easy to implement. I think the vector field might be a little tricky in terms of like trying to get it around the corners. I'm not sure.
You think?
I don't know because I'm just assuming here because I've never actually. Wait, no, that's a lie. I have done it before. I've done it before, but I've done it before for something else. It was for physics, like a physics liquid kind of simulation thing. But yeah, actually, it might be easier if it's just like a grid and then you're like moving around it. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Right. Cool. Yeah, pathfinding is. I was afraid of the performance, but if you say it's not, it should be fine.
It wouldn't be an issue if it's basically just the grid. The grid size is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the reason why there's the issue is because it needs to calculate the heuristics per cell, right? Or it needs to find like the path through it, and it needs to calculate from there. And it's constantly expanding as it goes. All right, just from how A-star works. If it's a 20 by 20, you're only going to be going through maybe like half of that. Is very little. Unless you have like gazillion enemies, in which case, if you have a gazillion enemies, right, it still won't be a problem. The reason why is you can just have the ones that are on the same cell use the same pathfinding result. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like if they're on the same cell, you can literally not even do the same calculation.
Right. I think yes. There are, if it's a grid, then there are people who has pre-baked all the part before, right? Yeah. I guess that is. Yeah, that works too. That works too. Although that would use more memory.
There's one more thing that you could use. There is like some. I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry. But like there's some pathfinding things, right, where you can pre-bake most of the stuff directly into the thing. I'll send it if I can find it, but I haven't like looked into it for a while. But basically, there's a way to actually pre-bake most of the directional data in first.
Right.
It's just gonna take a bunch of memory.
Yeah.
But then it will make it so that in runtime where like it's trying
smooth,
to
right?
move, it will take much less time to calculate. But I think that's like very similar to your the vector field thing. So
yeah. Well, once I get to it, then I'll update everyone and see if see how that works. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Cool. Thanks for the feedback.
The TED Talk.
The TED Talk. All right. Who's next?
Either Devious or me, right? Devious, you wanna go
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Alright.
Alright, let me stop sharing first. Stop sharing. There we go.
What should I share? Screen. I'm just gonna do screen. You see?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Yes, we see it.
All right. Open the tab so I can keep. Yeah, open the tab so I can keep track of what I'm gonna talk about.
Yes.
Okay. So, I guess I'll start with the demo. I finally pushed the. So I've been updating the main game a bunch with the UI and all that stuff, and I finally pushed it onto the demo, which I should have done earlier because it's the demo. Well, people first see. So finally did that, and I changed the controls around. Actually, I don't know if you've played it recently. After this update, I also pushed it to the main game.
Right.
But I changed the how the clicks work. So actually, I probably should.
How the clicks work?
So where's it gonna start? Is it gonna start? Oh my god.
Oh, updating.
No, it's just opening Steam because I forgot to. Can I just stop it? Because this Steamworks, they've been changing this a lot, and it's been messing up my rhythm. Because first they added files that you had to move around, and you had to edit those files, and then they took that away. It was only how long I used it for. It was only for like a month. I don't even know, because for like 2 weeks, and then they changed it, and then because when they changed it, and I didn't know how they changed it, it messed up a bunch of, or not a bunch, but I didn't know how to fix it. So every time I tried to run the game, it kept crashing or just failing to run.
Wait, it failed because after you updated GameMaker, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no, not after updating GameMaker. After updating this stupid Steamworks. Because how they do Steamworks now is you have to go to the marketplace.
Yeah.
You have to download their extension. So it's an extension now, which is a little easier than what they had before. But yeah, so they put the extension out, you download. Oh, I gotta probably update that. Look at that. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, this is the update. Okay, good.
Don't update now. Don't update now.
I thought they updated it again. Yeah, because last time they updated it, they moved some files around and I had to go back in and figure out what they did. And I've been having a problem with one of the files where it, because of the way they wrote it, it does a check, but the check isn't running for my game for some reason. And it's not putting a slash at the end. So I had to actually go into their little thing. I hope it doesn't cause anything on their end bad, but my game works now. So anyways, I edited their files and I just took out that little check and I added what the check was checking for. So it's like, so I made absolutely sure that whatever it was checking for, the check would come out as true.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyways, that was causing me some headaches. I should be able to start it now. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, I was testing. Let me restart this. There was a bug where you couldn't, when you clicked on a finished beacon, it wouldn't activate. Yeah, so nobody could beat the game for a little while. I mean, nobody reached it. The only one guy that I know of actually reached the end so far.
Only one guy.
Yeah, I don't know if the achievements are working though, because it still says 2.3%, and it only said that for me because I was the only one that had gotten the achievement.
Yeah, I still couldn't beat the game at the moment. I got very close. Very close. Yeah, I got very close.
That's really surprising, especially with the berry update. Made everything like faster.
Yeah, it's just that like the beacon was almost done, right? But then I got overrun. I started getting overrun, and my first response was, let's make more units, right? But then that may end up being a mistake because then the skull cards started filling my inventory. Yeah.
That's what everybody dies from. Nobody notices it at first because they keep getting them. Actually, did I? Wait. I got cheats. Yeah, I just made that like one thing if I want to turn it on and off. Because I don't know if you can. Do you know if there's a way whenever you push a build or whatever, it'll automatically set a variable or something?
Push a build automatically set a variable. Oh, you can
Yeah.
specify a certain builds. You notice on the top right, it says what default, right? I think you can. I think you can set specific settings under config. I'm not super sure if that's how it works, but under config, right, I think you can create like a separate configuration, and so you just need to select like maybe you have a debug configuration, right, that will automatically give you all the cheats. If you get what I mean.
Well, I just want to disable the cheats, so I just want to have them always on, and then whenever I zip it, whenever I make the executable, I just want it to be like, okay, turn that off. Make
The
that
way I
off.
do
Yeah.
it is I check whether it's like running in editor or like it's
Sorry?
running in for me like I check whether it's running in editor or whether it's running in a build, which you can do in Godot and Unity, but I don't know about GameMaker.
Yeah, it's not in GameMaker except for the config. So like you have to change the config, right? And then in the code you can check what configuration is currently running.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll probably look at that. No, that was just a small thing. It's not a. I just didn't like going back and forth, always having the.
Yeah, like, because you might accidentally push a build with that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I've done that a few times already. Only once. I caught it once. Only once have I pushed it where I had all the cheats activated. And, and I caught that really quick, like a few minutes later, and I was like, "Oh no!" What you do with that? But since it's on the number pad, nobody ever thinks to use the number pad, so it's like, even if I did push it, it probably would take some people a little while
Yeah.
to figure it out. So, anyways, new additions. I've been learning this just from people talking about their experiences and whatnot.
Mm.
The biggest problem so far are teaching people the combat, which is really difficult to truly get them to understand how it works.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing was I gave them all like free units at the beginning, and before these two units were like over here, and this. Okay, first I'm going to talk about the process before the units were even here. Before the units were here, I added this. This alone. This was to show that the structures could be destroyed.
Yes.
So like the monsters would come in and they'd be like, and then they're like, oh, okay. Because so far everyone's understood that. Now that I've added that, they see that they destroy it, and then their automatic response has been, oh, it destroys stuff or whatever. But the combat, they didn't realize that they had to make a barracks right away, or that they could make a barracks right away. Now they still wouldn't realize that there's a barracks, but wait, where's that? Oh, whatever. They haven't realized there's a barracks right away, but and they don't realize that the monster comes, and then that's when they realize that, oh, I gotta make units or something to attack and defend. So that's why I added these two units.
Right.
These will always defend from the first monster. So like it's just enough to where they'll kill them. So yeah, they learned that it destroys the stuff. They see the combat, but before these two guys were all the way over here, and this was right here. Do you see the mouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And so whenever they made land, they would scroll or something over here, and if this was over here, it would cut this off.
Then you don't see it happening.
And then you don't see it happening, which is still kind of a problem right here. So I might move it a little further, but. I'm still working on that. See if they see. But oh no, yeah, that's right. No. Okay, no. So that's why I moved this up one. So whenever it destroys it, it throws the debris out. So even if they made like another land, they could still see the debris shooting. But because the units were over here, they wouldn't see the units, because now whenever the units are attacked, because now when the units are attacked, it shows a little. There.
Yeah, that's good. I noticed you're also playing a different sound effect when the units die. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah,
I
added that because the old sound effect sounded way too similar to the monsters dying.
Yeah.
And it rarely did anyone mention it, but some people did mention it. And it was a significant amount of people to tell me that, like, yeah, they don't. The correlation between that sound and the person dying, whatever. And I made a little like. Yeah, so it always kills the first monster.
Mm.
Let me turn the. Oh, that's a bug.
Doom, 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 doom. Oh yes.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, the skulls. Okay, so and some other stuff that I've added. So the left click is now to pick up, and the right click is now to select. So
you
before it
changed that.
was
Right.
yeah, I changed that. Yeah. So now left click is to yeah. So before right click was before left click before before left click was to select and right click was to pick up.
Yes.
But now it's the opposite way around. Because every time I watch someone play, their first reaction to try and mess with a card was to left click. And they would pick it up.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, the reason why I had it the other way back then was because originally picking up cards wasn't like a planned thing that I was gonna do.
Mm.
I was just gonna have it to where you select a thing and like you have it selected, then you click a whatever, and then it does the thing. So it's like as if you did pick it up.
Right.
But now in this version, it started becoming such a main thing that I ended up switching on finally. Hopefully it doesn't screw with players that are already playing it, but hopefully also that they like to change or whatever because it's more similar to other card games.
Right.
Okay, that's one thing. Another thing I just added was the right click or the selection is now a drag. So if you just do one, you can do that. But if you like drag, you can see how it's highlighting more of them. You hide them out at the same time. You don't have to click each one individually, so you just be like, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So
in
the case of like this, you can just be like, oh, landed. You know. What was another thing? Oh right. Another thing was did I fix this? Yes I did. Okay. Whenever people were trying to discard cards and when they first learned about skulls, it wasn't super apparent, or some people thought it was a bug that they couldn't get rid of the skulls. So I added a little animation. So like, if they just had this, it'd be like, oh, okay. Or if they had, I'm so used to the old way. I keep trying to pick it up with right click. So like, if I see this, it still does it.
Yeah.
Another thing was the berries. They're now super strong, as I showed in the GIF. Wow. Not a single berry. There we go. Okay. So, one by itself is whatever.
Yeah.
But if
you have fire.
Yeah, so if you have two, though, it's like way stronger than it was before. Because before, actually, the math was like off. It was actually far more efficient to just use single berries than it was to make the fire.
What? Okay, yeah. I see.
Because the fire was 2 times as much as the berries. But the fire takes 3 clicks as opposed to. So okay, so like yeah, so it's a fire, berry, and then a click to combine them, and then for the berries you just have 3 berries, and so it took 3 clicks, so 3 berries worth, but because but the food was only worth 2 berries whenever you use it on something. I believe that's what the math turned out to be.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, if you still can't beat it with the, I don't know if you, not the newest update, but the one 3 days ago. The update 3 days ago was the one that increased the berries, and
yeah, I think
I mean, if you're still having problems with that, then yeah, it's fine because you're like a more veteran player.
Yeah, I appreciate that the berry is like more powerful now.
Yeah, because another thing was it didn't feel like it did a whole lot, so some people didn't want to use the berries.
Yeah, like in the older version. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just that in the older version, right? The alchemy building, whatever it is. I was feeding it berry and I can barely see the meter moving.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better now that you have buffed up the berries.
It's so much faster. Somebody actually recently posted a comment in the Steam community.
Yeah.
And they said this is after that update. They said the alchemist was taking way too long. And then I just ended up posting that GIF that I linked in the Discord. I just ended up just posting that as a response, just to show like, yeah, no, I'm not increasing that anymore. Because it's way too fast already. I honestly think it's way too fast because it just takes 3 foods and 3 turns, and it's done. And it's like way too fast. But it also depends on how many units you have in your thing. So like each one compounds depending on how many units are in a certain building.
Right.
So it'll add more. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, it was that list. I changed some of the recipes. I made pretty much everything a little cheaper.
Yeah.
This used to cost 2 coin. Now it's just 1 coin. This used to cost 2 coin. Now it's 1 coin. And this was 2 lightning, and I just made it 1 of each. Just there was a bug earlier that I had them. It was showing 2, but it was only really 1. But it just wasn't showing visually. What else? Oh, you know what? I have my. Excuse me. I have my notes. Right click.
Was it the nachos?
Yeah. Well, I haven't finished them. They're still sitting here. Getting cold. That's fine. I just toss it in the microwave real quick. The 2-star units for disposable. Oh yeah, these are the bugs right here. Yeah, and then the demo, you could actually whatever. I'll mention. Yeah. In the demo, you could make units that you weren't supposed to be able to, but you couldn't take them out. So like you could start it, but you couldn't finish it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Then we got down the full patch versions. I finally added the 1 achievement. Beat the game. I don't know if it triggered though, because it still says 2.3% of players, and that's what it was before anybody beat it, or before the guy told me that he beat it. So I really hope he got the achievement.
Wait,
if not, I'll probably.
Is there no way to see the actual number? Is it always a
not
percentage?
Not that I'm aware of. There probably is in the Steam whatever thing, and you can check our achievements or whatever. But I haven't really messed too much with achievement. I just put it up and I was like, okay, that's it for now. So I'll get back to that in a second. Because whenever I was testing it, I got the achievement.
Right.
So I know the achievements work, maybe, hopefully. It's just I just don't know if they're triggering for other people. I made the monsters twice as fast.
Oh no.
Yeah, because they were way too slow.
Right.
I think that a lot of people have been doing is just making a ton of land and then expanding further. So not only do they move twice as fast, but whenever the speed event, which I gotta put little labels on whenever you hover those events. Whenever the speed event is on, then they're like, what is it, 1.5 times faster? About, or is it 2? No, it's like 1.5 times faster. And the little jellyfish guy, he's already the fastest unit.
Right.
Before, I made it to where he would attack every unit in a land, but that may have been too strong. So I just made him like the fastest unit. So he basically just flies through the thing. But it's not a huge variation though, so I'll probably do something with him. I've been thinking of doing like a little slime thing, like if you kill him, he slimes one of your units, and that unit can attack or something, or be taken out. Anyways, oh yeah, this is a bug. That was in there for like.
That bug looks amazing, man.
Yeah, that was that was in there for like an hour or 2, I think. I mean, if somebody uses it, thank goodness for them.
That must be what it is. There's this one time I was playing, right? I was like, I made my poison, and then the next moment, like two to 3 steps later, I'm like, my poison is gone. I don't remember what I did.
No, you probably sorted it, because that's what it did. You're just simply sorting the cards, ended up killing the poisons. Yeah, because I had a check in there that if you had no card, if you didn't have any cards, it just wouldn't do it. I don't know why I put that in there, but it was already in there, so I was just like, whatever. And the poison check was in that block of code, so if you had no cards and you sorted, it wouldn't run the poison that puts them at the end of the. Yeah, that was the other thing I added. Whenever you sort, whenever you sort now, it all goes to the back. Because every time I was watching players, they would which one is it? Nope. Whatever, I don't think I have it in there. Whatever. Whenever you give them the poison. No, okay. Yeah, whenever you sort or whatever, the poison would go all the way back here. Wait, I actually show it. There you go, okay. So if I have it. I keep doing that. So if I have it over here, then when you sort, it just throws them all back there now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because every player was just moving them back over here. Some of them just gave up and they just let it do whatever they wanted. So I helped them with their frustration and basically just did it for them. Basically, yeah. That was the original tension too. I don't know why I never put it in. Because every time, that's why they always move over here. Because the original tension was anytime you sorted, they were supposed to jump over here. But whatever, I just it's so much stuff I kept adding. Another new thing that I added was the little path.
Yes.
Of the thing. So yeah. Get some lands. So it even follows if you go off screen. Wait. So even if it's off screen, you can actually see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's helped a lot with some of the people that I've seen play it. I've only seen 2, but they got it pretty easily. They were like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Funny enough, they were all the people I didn't know that they didn't speak English. So they're, I think one was French and one was Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah, and you saw their mouse, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know how to speak Japanese." Whatever.
right.
And they said, "Oh, follows the path." I recognize the French guy stuff because you said path in French or something, but whatever he said, I knew what he meant. Yeah, and he followed it with his mouth. He's like, "Oh, yeah." Whatever." Yeah, so that was nice. It's always great whenever somebody like realizes something because of the UI, because it's exactly what I want them to get from it or whatever. Oh yeah, some other new stuff. Workers, come here. Now when you put a worker in,
it's red color.
It's supposed to be blinking. Oh, I did forget to put that in there. Damn it. Okay, anyways, yeah, so now he's red too. Yeah, that's another thing. Before he would just be white, but or green if they were working. But whoops. Yeah, but now they're red. And they're also gonna be blinking. I just didn't put it in this one yet. It's in the demo though, which is funny. What else? Let's see the updates. Oops, that's not what I want. All right. Oh yeah, this is the whole list of things where I was explaining the switch between left and right, just in case like anybody got mad at me or something. I have a whole explanation of why I did it. You know, it's a lot easier to apologize for that kind of. Anyways, yeah. Blah 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 blah. You hold the right mouse button because that's the drag select. Oh right, that was another thing. You can carry a card and you can just hover it over select because everybody was doing this. Literally everybody was doing that. Like they would pick up a card and they'd be like, "Oh, how do I discard a card?" And they kept selecting it, but they didn't press it for some reason. And they were like, but it kept beeping. It was like dot 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 dot. It was like this. And they were like, "It's not working." I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!"
Right.
Yeah. So I learned that about
I will do as well.
Yeah. A lot of people, everyone was doing it. So I was like, I never thought that somebody would do something like that. So I just added it in instead of just relying on it. Because I also added like when you select it, this wasn't popping up before. Now it is anytime you have a card selected.
Right. If you think about it, it's a very mobile-centric thing to do, right? Like, drag the card to the bin.
Yeah, or like a Windows Explorer thing to do.
Right. True.
Is it? Oh yeah, now that you say that, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's funny. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because you're dragging stuff around. Yeah, that's funny. Shoot, let me forget. All right, the for the longest time the D wasn't working for the discard because I was afraid somebody might accidentally do it. It was honestly just from fear. I just don't want someone to like accidentally press it and then like, why did that happen? They're like, "Oh, I'm messing around." What do you? That kind of thing. Another thing was we restarted actually. Shoot, did I put it in this one? I hope I did. I might just have to show off the demo. No, I can't because I can't play the demo. But yeah, I can. Never mind. What am I talking about? No, it's not in this one. Damn it. Let me just record.
What's the thing you want to show?
Oh, the other thing is I put new shortcuts because I was watching a Russian guy, and I don't know why. I assume because either his middle mouse button didn't work, or he didn't understand that he had to use the middle mouse scroll. Either way, for the longest time I was watching him play, and he didn't use it once. So I have to assume it's something that I don't think it was a user error. I think it was just a mechanical error, if I'm using that right. Where he couldn't actually do it. So what I ended up doing was here's the other thing though. I don't know what a Russian keyboard has.
Right.
So I don't know if the letters that I put were even gonna work, but at least they're in there. So now when you do it, yeah. So now it shows these. So you can do the thing, yeah. So now you have like little keyboard shortcuts instead of just a mouse wheel.
Right.
And I made it stick there for like 5 times when you use it. So they'd use it eventually. There'd be no way that they wouldn't.
Mm.
And yeah, it goes away after a while. That way they can test all the controls. Before I had it to where if you just do it once, then it goes away. So they weren't able to like. So let's say they like tried to scroll or something, and then they miss it, and it's like, oh, what were the other buttons? Because it didn't really tell you anywhere else.
Mm.
You have a tab. So all the buttons are right here by each other. Tab, Q, W, D, and then space. So everything's like really nicely placed, I guess.
Mm.
I was thinking of changing it though to make it the WASD, the A and D to go back and forth, and I don't know, Q for something. Whatever. All right. Another thing is well, it's not activated in here.
Cheats.
Yeah, I've been adding a bunch of stuff, just a bunch of stuff. So you sort those. You can't even pick these up anymore in the demo.
Mm.
So like, yeah, they're just there all the time. And, if you
Right.
try and discard. What else? Yeah, let me look at my notes. Thank goodness for patch notes. That's what they're called. Start units, first unit, try to discard poison. There was a bug that would crash the game. Oh yeah, this is the one that I don't. Some people, 2 people so far, have told me that there's a bug that's crashing the game, and I don't know how to fix it yet. Apparently, one of them said it was whenever he was messing with the beacon, and he was trying to figure out what to do with it or find it. He wasn't entirely clear. But whatever he was doing, he ended up doing something that ended up crashing it. And then another guy responded to that guy's thing, and he was like, yeah, I downloaded it because I pushed an update, the recent update, that I hoped would fix it, but it didn't fix it. And the guy that posted after him was like, I downloaded that update and I'm still getting crashes as well. But and he was like, to be fair, I was already getting crashes. So there's probably something. So I got to figure out what the hell that bug is. I might just end up asking him to send me his save file.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't have it encrypted, so you can cheat really easily in this game.
Which is fine, right? It's not. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's
That's why I haven't fixed it. Yeah.
Mm.
The only reason I could think of, and I might not even care, is just achievements. Because I'm really proud of anybody that finishes the game. So far, only one person has that I know of, but I can't tell because of the stupid things not telling me. Wait, this isn't. No, okay, good. I didn't know if this was a. What do you call it? Restricted or whatever. I think that's it actually. Visual beacon not triggering. Yeah.
Nice.
What else?
Nice.
Other than that, I've just been seeing. Oh, I started a. Watching.
Until Dawn.
Started what? Yeah, this thing. Oh no, this was I think their new game.
Right.
Yeah, Until Dawn. Or like the developer and he like broke off, whatever. Close that. I ended up making a list. So these are all the people that I've seen so far that have made videos.
That's good.
We got Spanish, yeah, and I've been watching them all like over and over again, even the ones I don't understand, because I have no idea what they're saying. I try and read the closed captions as best as I can to try and understand what they're trying to say.
Right.
But those closed captions are really not reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're saying like things I just don't understand, even in English. Yeah. So these people, they're making stuff, and I just basically put it in, and I just keep rewatching it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so I just like basically I do this like every day. I go in here, do this, upload date, see if there's anything new. There hasn't been anything new in a while, which sucks, but whatever. Then I go on to Google and I just type in Krular and I just look up anything that pops up. That's why I found some of these people, especially these ones that aren't in English. I've only found these through Google.
Right.
For some reason, they don't pop up on what do you call it? Well, now and again they will. I think this he made 2 videos. The other one I don't know what it was, but it was really short, like what was it, 60 minutes, and he just showed like a part of what he was doing. So yeah, I gotta figure out if he did anything there. So they've all been great. Everyone's responded greatly except for this guy. Is the other one. But this goes into the thing where I was like, it's part my fault and part user error. Where he kept saying stuff. He kept saying stuff about things, but then he didn't use the knowledge that he had just learned. So like I don't know if he did this exactly, but say he like got a berry, he used the berry to see that it increased. Oh, he did this. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So he got a berry, he used the berry, and he noticed that it gave more time, and he even said that. And he goes, "Oh, okay. So then it makes things faster." And then he just stopped using it after that. He just didn't use it at all. And then he started saying like, "This is taking too long," for the alchemist, I think it was. And yeah, that's
too much information to manage for him.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I constantly remind people. So see if it shot up. Yeah. So if you it'll pop up in a sec. Maybe it should. Whenever you use whenever you have this right here, whatever, a little pop-up will pop up where you can wait, maybe, oh yeah, there goes that. That's always there. Well, almost always. I put a new timer on there. If you like feed someone, if you use berries like what was it, 20, 15 times, then it'll stop showing this up or popping this up, because yeah, that is because when you have like a bunch of buildings that are all building things and you see a bunch of these, it just adds like UI clutter, and it adds to the overload, the information overload.
Yeah.
So I finally put the little timer that takes that away after a little while. And it goes away every time you use it too. So I have a little timer to always like, if they haven't fed a thing in a while, then the little timer will pop up again. If they have a berry, that's the other thing. I only put it up whenever they have a berry in their hand. Same thing with the gold. As you saw, the little gold thing that was popping up right here, that's always popping up. That's also on a timer. And that's also, no, that isn't on a timer for certain buildings. For every building. Any building that needs gold, it's always there just to remind them, because UI thing that I did notice was people would just forget due to the information that they remember.
Right.
So I had to just constantly remind them. And it's also a little easier. You can just forget about it, sort of. And you get used to it when you're playing, and anytime you see that gold, you're like, oh, I gotta put the gold in there. It's like a trigger in your head. At least for me, it has been. So every time that little gold thing, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I fixed it. Okay, this is a demo. That's right. See, there it goes. Feed him the berry. What else? I think I talked about it a long time ago. We can.
Yep.
Past time now.
Well, what's next for you? Like for the next week?
I don't know. It's in a very good state right now. Wait, let me check my notes. All right, this is something I probably gotta mess with. I think a lot of people do is they have this like open, and they're like, oh, okay, so I put cards here.
Right.
And they're like, well, I want to work. Like, God, this happens so many times. And they just sit here and they're just doing this constantly. And they're like, oh, okay, it doesn't work. One guy even tried to like give it like gold or whatever when it was needing gold.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just going to end up adding that as a thing. The only worry there is if they like see it and they think that's the only way you can do it. But it shouldn't be too big of a problem, hopefully.
Yeah. Only one way to find out.
Yeah. I'm just gonna add it. I don't think it could hurt. That's the other thing. Like, it shouldn't hurt anyways. Or whatever. Let's see. Another UI. I think that's everything.
All right.
I probably said that like 3 times already. But yeah, I think it's everything.
That's cool. That's a lot. That's cool. That's cool. All right.
Yeah, so that's all I'm doing right now. People give me suggestions, or they mention something that's confusing, or whatever, or I watch a video and see how the people react to certain things, or their discovery. I don't know how to really say that. Their path to discovery, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just mess with the UI to help them like push them in a certain direction.
Right.
Because I'm still trying to avoid being verbose.
Yeah.
Or really like explaining everything, which has been pretty neat because seeing people play it in different languages and all that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So I guess that means it's Chao's turn.
Yep. Let me share my screen. Give me a sec.
You want to show us the Gluttony stage?
Yeah, why is it not showing up? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Ooh.
Just share my screen. Here we go.
There we go.
So I'm gonna actually turn off the level reader so that I can actually place in the enemies manually. So for Gluttony,
yeah,
I made 4 enemies. 2 of them were already dead to begin with, but then after that the 2 other ones, but I did tweak them up a little bit. So I'll just start with the ones that I have right now. They are not really how do I say this? They are not exactly like polished up yet, the animations and all that. So you can see the animations look like shit. But
it's fine.
I mean,
no, I'm gonna like redo all the animation stuff.
I'm sure you can make them better. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like
Look at that.
and like their friends, they can basically transform. But the problem is, as you have already seen just now, the transformation isn't very obvious. So I'm gonna make a individual transformation animation for each of them.
Wait, sorry, what
at
triggers
least-
the transformation?
They eat their friends.
Oh, right.
So let me just kill on them. Like, you see that? There was a very short animation where they actually chomped, and the other guy actually also chomped. But it's so short that it's very hard to see unless you're looking for it, which is obviously bad, right? Let me show you one more time. See that? See, it's like
I see it now.
But like, so if I lead this guy over, see that? It's more obvious when he's farther away and he's like homing in on it, you know. But yeah, like these are basically the things where once they eat, they can basically kind of make it so that they can evolve, and then once they evolve, they have different behaviors. So initially, I had it so that they had to eat a certain amount before they are able to actually evolve, right?
Yeah.
So let me just change that real quick. So for example, if I went up here and I said 3, right? They will have to then eat 3 different pieces of food before they are able to actually. Let's put it at 4 just in case. Because the thing is, they can chomp 2 at once. With each bite. So let's say I kill one of these guys. It becomes a lot more obvious. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he evolves. So that's a lot more obvious. The problem with that is that if one of them eats one at like say a certain time, then a few seconds later somebody else erupts and then he eats some more. It's not really obvious how many he needs to eat to evolve, right? So I decided to make it just 1. But if I'm making it just 1, I have to make the eating animation very, very slow, and also make it so that it's there's a transformation. So for the previous ones that I had, I actually had a transformation. So let me actually show them. So for example, if I bring in this guy, this guy's a huge pain in the ass. I'm just gonna remove some of these. Let's say this guy, and this guy, I'm definitely gonna die. So that guy in the top, once he evolves, he becomes very powerful. In fact, he's one of the hardest enemies to kind of like deal with in the game. You see that animation? It makes it a lot more obvious that he is evolving. I think.
I like that.
But even still, I think I need to make it like a shockwave animation. And a chomping animation, like like bits of food coming out of their mouth, stuff like that,
Hmm.
Like, just to make it more obvious. This guy is really hard to deal with. As soon as you want to attack him, right, you kind of have to get out of the way and attack at the same time. But he's fun to fight against. He's quite fun.
Do you have a code name for this enemy? Is he called Pac-Man?
He's called the Chomp enemy.
The Chomp.
As you can tell, it's not naming enemies is not exactly my forte.
It brings the points across. I think it will.
Yeah, but like if you have like multiple of them and you do this, for example,
Hmm.
you just let them evolve. Yeah, it becomes almost impossible to not get hit. It really gets really tough. So this is probably Gluttony is probably going to come after Lust. If you recall the last stage, it's actually a very similar mechanic to this.
Yeah.
There's a few differences. For Last, right? In case you guys don't remember,
You had to hit them
just
3 times?
Sorry?
You had to hit the stronger chompers 3 times?
Yeah. I think most of them have a set amount of HP, and then after that, they just go back to the HP when they evolve. But for that particular enemy, I believe he increases it by a bit. Let's see. So for Last, right? If
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Last, and I set back the level reader, what you can see is that there's gonna be an egg, and then after that, you don't want to let it get fertilized, because if it gets fertilized, then this happens, right?
Is this Lust?
This Last, yeah.
Alright.
So the other one was Gluttony. So it's a very similar concept, but the difference is that you kind of create your own problems, right? Kind of like Jabola, I guess, in a sense,
Right.
where once you kill the enemy, you kind of have to clean up your mess. The reason why, I don't know if you noticed this. Oh, you definitely didn't notice it because I didn't show it in the waves. So I'm going to actually set this to Gluttony because I made some levels to show it off. So let's say I killed these enemies, right? Hopefully I don't die. Oh my god! No! Don't eat. Okay, good. No shit. Okay, let's say I can't kill the enemies. Normally, when a wave starts, right, everything will be cleaned up.
Yeah.
Not in this case. This is the only wave where stuff isn't cleaned up. The stuff here is still left there. So like, if I kill all these enemies and despawn, they can eat up the remaining leftovers from the previous level, and that makes it a lot harder because you have to actually clean up after yourself after every single level, basically.
Right.
And I'm planning to make it so that the chunks actually take a few hits to be able to die, maybe 2 hits, because it's not very satisfying with 1 hit right now. I'm still tweaking up stuff, but basically all of the enemies, at least their main behaviors, are basically done as of this point. The only thing is that I need to actually make sure that the animations are working well. So let me actually show you how I do some of this stuff, right?
Right.
So I have a sprite open over here. If, for example, right, I'm doing an eat animation, right? This is the eating animation. This all gets transferred into a 3D normal map automatically through my pipeline.
Oh my god! I can't believe the normal map changed the fields by so much.
Yeah, it changes it by a lot.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's bad because then you have to make sure that it won't be exactly how you envision it, you know? Like it will kind of like do its own thing based on the settings you give it. So you have to kind of play around and see which one is the best kind of like shape for what you're doing in the normal map.
Right.
But that aside, if you notice here, you cannot probably not see it because it's too small, but there's a tag here and it says chomp.
Yes.
What this does is it actually calls a function on the game object. So I think I mentioned this a while ago, but then I made it so that there's this system where after I export, you'll actually take in the JSON, find the tag, find the frame where it goes to it, and then call the function on the actual object. So I made it after the chomp, as you can see. I made it 1 frame after the chomp, so that if it eats, there's at least like 1 frame of it eating, and then after they will transform.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically this is what it looks like. And for the current animations, for them, I need to have an eating animation, I need an evolved animation, a hurt animation, and a hurt evolved animation. So hurt evolved is, when it's evolved and it gets hurt, then what does it do? Some of them, like the one that inflates up, they don't really get hurt when they get evolved because I don't want it to interrupt their getting bigger.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, actually, that one is a pretty good chance to show what I mean by the chomp thing. Let me try find it. Sprite, evolved, not sprite. There you go. So you see these tags? There's 3 tags here, and then shock explode, right? Increase size. You definitely can't see it because it's too small, but I'll just read it out. Increase size, increase size, increase size, then explode. So instead of having to write it in code in the coroutines, I can literally just tell it to increase size here, and it will just increase size in the game. So at this point, it will go to increase size, increase size, increase size, then it will explode into particles. So what I can do at this point is I can say, for example, right? Let me just stop the animation here. Oops, sorry about that. I can create a new frame, and then I can say, hey, I don't know, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Then it will do this, and then it will increase the size after that. So what I'm planning to do is once I got the basic gist of it out already, I'm going to go in and actually put in proper animations for it. And I'm thinking increasing size, it can probably, I don't know, spawn some stuff that makes it look like a minefield. I think that'll be quite fun. Then over time, it will turn more and more into a minefield, and then it will explode.
Right.
Yeah. So also, if you noticed, the shooter enemy and let me bring those out. The shooter enemy and which one was that one? Oh yeah, this one. They look exactly the same, right?
Yeah, they do look very similar.
They are exactly the same sprite. I need to create a different animation for each of them, and anyway, I'm gonna be redoing all of them anyway, so it's not a big deal. The only thing is the animation will take out some time, but after the animation is done and I give a shockwave effect, what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to make it so that when they evolve, there's a shockwave shader, so you can see like the back of it kind of like ripple, you know? So it's very obvious that somebody somewhere has evolved, even if you can't see it on the screen. So I'm planning to do those things, and once that's done, I can go in and make the waves. The waves are something that I haven't touched on in a while, and I found some bugs with those. So I actually fixed those up. Let me show off what I mean by the waves, because wait, what? There's one more enemy. Sorry. I kind of like left an enemy in here somewhere.
Sorry
don't
to
know
interrupt,
why.
but I have to go off now.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right,
No
right.
problem.
So have
Going
fun,
for run or date or
guys. Date.
of
Oh.
course.
He has a social life.
Nice.
All right,
Yeah,
bye,
thanks for hanging
John.
around, man.
Have a good one, John.
Have
See you,
fun.
man.
See you.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
so what was I saying about what enemy was left in? Oh yeah, it was the Chomper enemy, right? So yeah, it was the inflate enemy. So let me just search that up. Wait, he's not here. Wait, no, I know why. Because the level reader is still there. There we go. Okay, so now there should be nothing. Good. So what I mean by the map, the level generator is, if I press M, there's this level generator that I haven't used in a while, to be honest. And I can basically go through, and then after that I can actually play it out, and I can do all this. What I want to do by the time the game is actually released is actually have this in a form that anybody can use it, including like the end user, like the end player, so that they can actually use it with Steam Workshop, and they can make their own levels. Every single enemy in the game is available, and I'm making it so that you can put in your own color palettes. I think that'll be quite fun. In fact, I think that'll be increase the longevity by quite a bit. At
Could you make
first,
it
like,
endless?
sorry.
Can they make it endless?
They can't make it endless, but there is an endless mode where you can adjust like what enemies are put in and what modifiers are put in. So essentially, yeah, it's like you can kind of do the same thing for the endless mode. Not to the same granularity, you know. Like you can't say like, oh, at 2 seconds I want this, then 3 seconds I want this, that kind of thing. Because then it won't make sense, I guess. Because
Yeah.
if you're saying like 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, then you have to do that for infinity if you want an endless mode. Unless I had a way of like repeating it or something. But this is just for like one wave, right? Basically. So I'm planning on exposing all of this and giving ability to make your own kind of like circle drawing, and the color palette.
Yeah.
And then essentially you can make your own scenes. It's all public. You can basically like just modify all of it, and you can put that on Steam Workshop. At first, I didn't want to do it because there's two reasons. There's one reason now why I'm not sure about doing it, because time reasons, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how much time I have, it might not be feasible. I do think I'll be able to do it though. So, and I
Right.
think it will increase the longevity a lot. So it'll be very nice if I could.
Right. But
Um,
speaking of like increasing the longevity, I mean, yeah, it definitely adds the retention, right? But is it a need to have it at launch? You can like have it as a update, right?
No, definitely not. I can have it as an update. That one I can safely do it as an update. Yeah, for
You
sure.
should. It'll be a second win update.
Yeah, actually, no, that's a good idea. I should probably do it as an update.
Mm.
Especially since it's not, crucial or anything. That's a
Mm.
good idea. But the thing is, what was it again? Oh yeah. So basically, all of the enemies can be found here, as well as the different waves. It's a little bit unintuitive how it works right now. This is the difficulty, right? And
Yeah.
then like it will randomize it a little bit. So sometimes you'll see like levels coming after one another, but not like the first level will swap place with the last level, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, it actually is very intuitive to make the levels. It even snaps to the keyframes. See, yeah, I remember like I made this so that it will be very intuitive for me to use it, but also intuitive for other people to use it. One thing that I haven't actually told anybody,
Yeah.
because I feel that they could use it to cheat, but it doesn't matter since it's for playtesting anyway. When you actually export the game, right, and like when playtesters have it in their playtest build,
Uh-huh.
they can actually modify the existing levels. It all comes in plain text. It's in the, I guess, what was it called again? The shared assets folder, I think it was called. Streaming
Resources?
assets folder.
Oh,
Streaming
okay.
assets folder. But yeah, like so all I need to do is make the levels for Gluttony, and then after that I'm basically done, other than the boss.
Nice.
So that's 2 days of work. I made all the enemies, and several of the levels in 2 days. I feel like I am getting back into the swing of things fairly fast.
Mm-hmm.
Not too happy with my progress so far, but I think it's because it feels very rote. It feels very like I'm a factory worker kind of thing. Because I already know how to do all of it. It's just getting
Right.
the work done. So I actually had this plan written up. These are everything I need for the game to be gameplay ready. Not including some of the UI stuff like unlocking the levels. Like I said, the level editor, which like you said, is probably best as a DLC, but not including any of that stuff. Just the gameplay, right? Is going to be this and this, and that's it.
Nice.
Then I'm basically done. So I decided to give myself a bit of a deadline. So by next Sunday, I will have every single gameplay thing done. Hopefully.
Nice.
The reason why I wanted to get into this a little bit, because I think it's pretty important. The reason why is because I find that having a deadline, like a fire under my ass, kind of
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Right.
Especially for High Eye. I found that High Eye was incredibly fun,
Right.
partially because of the deadline. I like working under pressure. I'm a big fan of working under pressure.
Right.
So
Do you not
it can be very bad though. It
tire
can lead
out,
to
you know?
burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can lead to burnout for sure. So at first I was planning to do a very stupid thing, which is to do all this in 1 week. That would definitely lead to burnout. 100%. I can, from experience, I know that I can do all this in 1 week.
Right.
From
Yes.
experience, I also know that it leads to burnout very probably.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks seems good. On average, I would say it's about 4 hours work a day. And I decided from now on, I'm making a big change, which is going to be, I'm gonna stop streaming most of my work because I need as much attention on it as possible.
Right.
There's this video by Ben Awad about the dangers of streaming programming. I think something like that. The problem with live streaming code. In it, he basically kind of explains. Let me mute that so I don't hear it. You guys can hear it, obviously, but
Right.
he has a graph here. I think somewhere around not that graph. Wait, where is it? Here it is. Here it is. Um, deep work, right?
Yeah.
If you, I don't know if you read the book Deep Work, but essentially it describes how to actually get very invested in your work and actually get a lot of stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
There is a warm up period and there is like kind of a cool down period to your work.
Yeah.
When you are actually streaming, unless you're very familiar with with what you're doing, it tends to have this kind of up down effect.
Yeah.
I find this is not
Yeah.
completely accurate though. I don't find this completely accurate. I think Chiny, you might agree because it depends on what you're working on.
Right. That's
I don't know. I see this all the time at Chiny's screen. Like this fits Chiny exactly. Like this fits any so far every streamer that I've watched code and stuff. They pretty much follow this. They're clicking and they're typing and they're working on something, and then someone says something in chat and then they end up responding and they stop working. And then they keep responding to chat because chat keeps going on and on. And they're like, well, I don't know about this. And,
Well,
yeah.
so the difference between this, the way that this works and how I work, is a little bit different, and I wanted to go into that because that's the reason why I want to stop doing it. I don't have this problem, personally speaking. When I talk to my chat, I actually keep working.
Right.
I keep both things in my mind at the same time. And I actually find myself as productive on stream as I am off stream. The problem is, and here's a big problem, I get very tired after I stream.
Okay.
I have less stamina overall. That's the issue. Right? And I want to be able to maintain my stamina. So and also one more thing. This will happen to me if it's something that I have a lot of difficulty with. If I have a programming problem that I do not know how to actually solve easily, which nowadays is quite rare because most of the tough parts for me are usually in the framework, setting it up, getting the tools
which you have already done,
everything,
right?
which I've already done.
Yeah.
So if I were doing that on stream, it would be a nightmare, right? But I'm not doing any of that on stream. I'm doing gameplay code, which doesn't have this issue because I kind of can do it while talking to people. That's fine. It's just I'm tired, and I think tiredness is a big issue for me, even though I'm getting a lot more energetic now. So I decided from now on, I will be doing only the artwork or design work on stream. The reason why is because for artwork, I find that I have no problem getting in and out of like the deep focus phase.
Right.
Just for me, right? I find that for some other artists, they do have that problem. But for me, I have zero issue with that, even if it's a hard drawing to do, right?
Right.
So I'm just going to be... Sorry? Go ahead.
I think it has to do with muscle memory.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's probably muscle memory, right? But because like if I'm designing a character, I have issues with that as well. Because I have to actually think. So you're probably completely right, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because
like,
you're familiar with the coding and everything. You're like, oh, I already know how to do this, and your muscle.
That kind of like that kind of makes sense too. Because like for the coding that I'm doing mostly is stuff that I've already done before, algorithms that I've already touched before with some minor modifications. So I can kind of like work my way through it. If it's something really hard or if it's like a design problem, then yeah, it's gonna be an issue if I'm doing it on stream. So yeah, I've been thinking about this quite a lot, and I was thinking, I'll just divide it up. If I can stream some of the art, that'll be great because I love streaming. It's a very fun thing to do. It just tires me out like crazy. That's all. Right. Chiny, I don't know. Do you have this problem? Like, do you get tired when you stream?
No, I don't get tired when I stream, but maybe because I don't really treat a stream as anything special. It's more of like the only reason I stream, right, is to prevent me from procrastinating.
I have a different theory on that. I think it might be because you're also a teacher. So it might actually make it so that you can actually divide your attention better.
Yeah, familiar environment.
Because I also have another friend who was a teacher and she was also able to do the same thing. I think that like familiarity with being able to deal with a bunch of like screaming maniacs. I'm not calling them screamers. I don't know why I said that.
You heard him, folks.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Oh, Carol in the chat says that they do get tired when they stream also.
Yeah. Like Sorry, I forgot I was streaming my screen. Yeah, I do find that as well, and so that's why I wanted to really bring it up because I think it's very important to bring up like how the dev process is, not just like what work we get done. I hope you agree. But yeah, just because I finished all of the gameplay code within the first 2 weeks, and also some of the polish. I include polish with this, by the way. This is all the gameplay stuff, right? Doesn't mean I finished the game, as you very well know.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I finished the game. So week 3, fixed playtest issues, unlocking stages, UI, etc. I am very, very fortunate to have found a few people who are really willing to playtest for me.
Nice.
And yeah, and one in particular, the top player for High
Yeah.
he has been very, very, very like helpful with a lot of stuff in High and he really wants to help me out with Skull Chains as well. To the point that I wanted to pay him somehow. He said no worries about it, but he's like, just buy me a pizza at some point, so I'm gonna buy him a huge pizza
Just
at
give me a
some
free
point.
food now.
Wait. Where's he based?
He's in the US, so I was
So you
like,
have
I'll
to
buy you the
ship a
biggest
pizza?
pizza I can. I even like search how much I need to like purchase that kind of pizza. It's like $40, like for like a pizza that's like can last like a week, I think.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna buy you the biggest pizza I can after all this is done. Since he like he refuses payment, which is very nice of him. He's a great guy. Like one of the best things about making Hai, not just the fun I had making it, not just the success I had from it. Making friends with some of the players is some of the best parts I've ever had from making the game itself, I think.
Right.
Like being
Gotta be
able to
careful
like
with that, though.
meet some of really cool people is like really great. Sorry, what are you saying, Devious? I missed that.
You gotta be just be careful with that. Like, yeah, I've heard stories where, don't work. What is it? Don't work with your friends or whatever. And if you end up making the friends, it can get a little, it can get a little complicated. But from the sound of it so far, you've only met like the good.
Right.
Oh, you mean like there might be some toxic people who I might meet through the thing.
No,
Yeah, I totally get that. And I'm usually like I'm not too sociable to be honest. So I'm like pretty lucky in that regard. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
Right.
But yeah, so week 3 is gonna be fixing playtest issues, unlocking the stages, UI, etc. Basically all the stuff and leaderboards also included in this. Week 4 is gonna be polish. So this is okay. I have a deadline for this. I do not have a deadline for this. This might take longer than 2 weeks.
Right.
But I have to finish all of this by the next 2 weeks because I can then get playtesting done and I can actually get some stuff in.
Yeah.
I can get some changes done. The week 2, 3, and week 4 afterwards, I think it might extend to the next month. Which isn't a problem because my original plan was 2 weeks. So 2 months. 2 months, right? My original plan was 2 months.
Polish. Isn't polish like the final 90%?
Yeah, I mean people say that, and I agree with it for the most part. But I've been polishing along the way as well.
Right.
So actually, like when I was like looking into like the other parts of the game, well, because I haven't played it in a while, so I got back to it. I started playing some stuff. I realized that actually a lot of it is already really polished. I think I just have this natural inclination to polish as I go, and that's why Hai, right? It didn't have a final 90%, which is weird, right? Like you would think. Like I thought that was like just for me because of game jam games and stuff like that. But I found that like when I was making games for school, right?
Yeah.
Initially I would have like the final 90%. That's actually like the final 10% is the final 90%, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I would have that problem over and over, but as I started making more and more larger projects, and by larger I don't mean huge, I mean like a few months, right?
Yeah.
It's not super large. But as soon as I started doing that a lot, I had a problem less and less, to the point that when I did Hai, which admittedly was 2 weeks, it wasn't a huge project, I had no polish stage because I was polishing the entire time anyway.
Right. You have optimized your process already, yeah?
Yeah, which feels fantastic. I have to say that that feels really, really good that I was able to like figure that out accidentally. It's not like something that I was like trying to go towards, you know, right?
Yeah.
Right? It was just somehow along the way I
Just
figured it
happens
out.
naturally, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just like really stressed out over the past few days trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get the fun out of this. But I think I shouldn't really worry about that. I'll just do the work.
Yeah.
So like I said, next week I'm going to do Gluttony Waves and the boss.
Hmm.
Actually, by day after tomorrow, I should be done with the Gluttony Waves and the boss.
Yeah.
I'll be also working on Wrath, but I don't know whether I can do it. Spoiler warning, but Wrath is basically the whole level is one big boss, I
Okay.
think. So I don't really know whether I can get that done by this week. But I wanted to do that this week anyway because I thought it was something fun and I just need something to kick me back into high gear, right?
Yeah.
Because once I go to next week, gonna have to do the enemies for Sloth, and I need a gimmick, and it's gonna be a bit boring and a bit tiring. So I wanted to make sure I'm enthusiastic about the project
Yeah.
by week 2. Hopefully, this isn't meandering too much.
No, that's great. You know, I'm reminded of a Space Jack took me and John 2.5 years, right? And
Yeah.
Now I'm reminded of this thing. I think for projects that's like taking a significant amount of time to finish, I think it's just natural for you for self-doubt to set in midway through. I think it's just part of the creative process, right? Even I think I read about this there's certain movie directors that would that experience the same thing, and they say that you just have to grab hold of the feeling you had, right? Your vision for the
Because
project.
you just gotta trust the process, right?
Yeah. You just have to trust the process, trust your vision. So I think maybe that's what you're experiencing now.
There is something that I explained to my friend, which is that for larger projects, it feels like it's a trust fall with yourself.
Yeah.
That's how I described it, at least to my friend. Because like I say all this, but to be real, right? Almost every single project that I've done has ended up well. It has never really turned out bad. I always catastrophize and just be like, "Oh, it's gonna be the worst game ever. Everyone's gonna hate me. It's gonna throw me in the dumpster." But like, no, and it never happens. In fact, usually it turns out to be the best game that I made at the time.
Right.
Usually, like, just keep improving and improving and improving. So I'm probably just catastrophizing. At least I can kind of catch myself this time. I can be like, okay, I just gotta calm down. Actually, just do the work.
Yeah.
And in a week, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next week, when we reconvene for dev chat, we'll see whether I was correct or wrong. Because it might be true. It might be like I might still be experiencing the same issues, but it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
I think I'll just work on. So just to reiterate, I'm done for my segment. I'm just gonna do Gluttony, the waves and the boss, because all the enemies are done except for the shockwave and the evolution animations, right?
Awesome.
Oh, and animations for which one was it? The inflation enemy, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a boss, which I don't know what to do about that, but it should be fun. It should be fun. I hope. And then Wrath boss, I'll try to get started on it. I don't know if I can, but I'll definitely start on the design at least. Then by the end of this week, I'm going to send it out for milestone testing. So I'll be sending it out to all of you as well. Actually, have I sent you guys the playtest key?
I've play tested your game before, so I.
Yeah, but then do you have a Steam playtest key, like Skull Chain's playtest?
Let me check. I think
It should be just what was it called? It should just be an entry in your library. It'll look like something like this.
Yeah, let me search it up. Yep, it's there. It's called Skull Chain's playtest.
Alright, if Devious or John doesn't have it, I'll just send out a key. Because I requested about 100 keys recently for that exact purpose. Oh, and of course, there's literally zero obligation to test it out, just saying.
I will play it.
But the next session, if it's okay, can I request, right, that basically is kind of a playtesting session.
Right.
Because I'm going through what I did that week anyway. Might as well be more efficient about it and just playtest at the same time.
Yeah.
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 I think so. So I guess we just pick like either you, John, or Devious, and then we can just all at once. But one guy is streaming, I guess. It depends whether you want to or not. But yeah. I'm done for my segment. Sorry it took. It was
No, that's
meandering a
fine.
little
That's
bit.
fine. No worries.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I think we're
slip
good.
real quick. I gotta use the restroom. I'm about to
Okay.
explode.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
My bladder is also about to explode.
Then okay. Then should I do a recap first?
All right. All right. Let's
Devious is okay. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
I don't know. Just one thing. Like, I guess I kind of like felt a bit better after talking about it on stream about like my plans and stuff because I was really stressed out over it for the past few days.
Right.
So yeah. So basically, for me, I literally just presented it. But to sum it up, I did the Gluttony enemies. 4 of them to be exact. I need to do the animations for them, the waves for them, the bosses, and start on the raft boss. That should be it. How about you, Chiny?
For me, I need to. Wait, what did I do again? Oh, right. I mean, the standard stuff, right? You know, I was fixing some performance
Yeah.
issue with garbage collection. Did the basic saw enemy, greedy mashing, blah blah blah. Just no gameplay, right? So next week I'll have to do gameplay. Thankfully, it's the school's term break, which means I finally have some time to do the thing.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing some gameplay. Yes.
I think like I you know that like suggestion that I gave about the string thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this- I really think you should do that.
I think you are right. Yeah. So yeah.
Let me see if I can find the exact tweet.
Okay.
Because the disc room level creation, right? Initially they used the string thing, but it was for the humble original. They had a humble original version of disc room first,
Oh.
and they used the here I found it out. I found it.
Okay.
It's like an article on how they did the levels. Let me paste it in your chat.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
And I'll paste it in the dev chat as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting way. And I actually copied their exact style to use in a gem game of mine, which was
So
kind of
it worked
inspired
well,
by
yeah?
something. Yeah, it works really well. It works really well.
Nice.
Especially if you want some randomization in there, right? So I just think that if you're making this kind of game, you should be like first and foremost obviously focus on the mechanics and polish of each individual object and how they react with other objects, right?
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is not to have like a level editor or like a time-based editor where you can like place them bit by bit, because the randomization can actually help you find interactions that you wouldn't have thought of before. And I know that for a fact because that happened to me as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also if I can get this to work, it's also way faster, right? Like I don't have
It's way faster. You can even do it like in real time basically.
yeah.
And it'll be super easy. Like it's really easy to like.
Yeah, and
do.
I do. Yeah, you're right. I do in fact need to speed up my process, considering there's not a lot of time left this year. It's like what, June already? Oh, holy crap!
Yeah.
June.
And I guess the thing is like there's also user based, like you can make user level. Oh wait, Devious is here.
Yeah.
Are you here, Devious?
Yeah, sorry, I came
Yo.
back.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome. No way we made the voice. Okay,
Yeah. So that's about it for me. So I'll do the gameplay. I will also probably need to so I have some basic steering code in place, right? But I'll need to get that to work with vector fields. So hopefully I don't take too long implementing that. If I couldn't get around it, then I'll just do the standard pathfinding, right? But of course, with pathfinding, I'll still need to implement the path following. So I still have to, plot out the path, right?
one last thing.
Yeah.
You have to play Jaballer. I don't care. If you don't have it, I'll buy it for you. You have to play Jaballer.
I'll buy it. Yeah.
I think it's actually very like you can get a ton of ideas from it for your kind of game.
Okay.
I feel, even though it's like is quite different.
Yeah.
But the way that they implemented all of the objects and how they kind of like rebound and stuff and the interactions are very, very, very smart. So I would highly recommend it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like $4.
Okay. I will. I'll check it out later
I
tonight.
just bought it for my friend. I'll buy it for you too.
No, please don't. I'll buy it myself. It's just a few bucks, right? So
Yeah, it's like $4.
I'll go buy it.
Alright.
All right. Thanks. How about Devious?
All right, so I am going to. Well, basically the same thing, I guess, every week. Look for videos constantly. Maybe send out even more emails. I think so. I finally counted, and now I've reached about 79. Wait, I actually just put the number. I started just numbering them all. So like I have a list of keys that I send to people, and so I just.
Oh yeah,
just open
Devious.
that up. What's up?
I don't correct me if I'm wrong, right? But do you mention like how your initial sales were?
Oh, initial sales probably not good.
Oh, okay. You don't have to share if you don't want to.
I don't mind. It's just funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my initial sales for all of my Steam games are crap anyway. So no worries. I'm at the bottom. No worries.
I'm at the bottom. Don't say that in a different context.
Oh, what? Oh.
No, what? What?
Mm.
Huh? What?
No. Yes.
Huh? Yes.
Yes. All right. So
Oh, wait.
yeah.
I just want to look into sales real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can go over that. Oh, but just recap real quick. Uh-oh. I had 10 refunds. Oh, no. Let's see. Recap, just doing the same thing. Talking to people, both streamers and players and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, sorry. I totally misread this. Talking to streamers, talking to customers, using their feedback and whatnot to improve the game more. That's basically it. That's all I'm doing right now. It's just
maintaining the game, right?
yeah,
updating
just
it
getting
and
feedback and improving the UI. It's at a pretty good point. So I'll probably like slow down on it a little more, and then I'll start focusing on something else. With
Yeah.
Krular being like the side thing right now. As for sales, currently, wait, does it show a graph of how you?
Yeah, you have to go to view most recent, then go to like 1 week or something. It should show you.
It's actually in the what do you call it? Okay, I see. I was looking in the sales thing that you have to, I don't know why they have it to where you go to a completely separate thing for the sales.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's so unintuitive,
Yeah.
especially the
I
wishlist
guess-
breakdown.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is to protect in case someone stole it, I guess. So you have two different. Honestly, I don't know. Where is that marketing visibility? You sales and oh wait, what? No.
It's just like I think it's what is it? Lifetime total units. I think it is.
Oh,
Or is it
no, I
lifetime
was looking for
Steam
the graph.
units?
Yeah, I was looking for the graph or whatever.
Oh, the graph is like if you most recent 1 week, then it will show whatever units sold most recently.
Isn't there like a tab that says all time? So you just click on that. It
All
will
time?
show you. Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah, but the thing is for me that shows in addition to that from when I started Skullchin, so so it's like more like 99% of it is like one straight line and
Oh.
zero.
I see.
Yeah,
All history. Okay, yeah, that's my all history is like that too.
yeah, because like I
Just
think
numbers.
Devious said he put something up as well before this.
Oh, that's true.
So it would make sense that it would be like mostly like because mine is like at 99% zero, then like it goes up.
Right.
Like,
1 week.
oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
remind me,
Yeah.
but after we talk about this, there's one more thing I have to share, then we're done.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, so the biggest spike actually kind of stayed for a little bit, for a day. Yeah, the biggest spike was when it released. Then it kept jumping back and forth. 5 copies, 3 copies.
I
no
was
copies.
I was seeing on like the previous stream, right? But I was super surprised at how many wishlists you got, even though like Nucleum and Wait, who's the other one?
Nukium,
Wonderbots?
Retromation?
Yeah.
They're
And
pretty
Retro.
huge.
Oh, no, I haven't gotten Retro. Well, yeah, Retromation was the other one. I haven't gotten Northern
Oh,
Lion. was the other one.
Retromation made a video on it.
Yeah, Retromation made a video on it.
Is so weird because you might want to like look into maybe potential other reasons that you might have not gotten as many wish lists, because like it's a bit strange, because I know certain people who have gotten like featured on certain channels and stuff, and they would normally get a lot more, so it might be something else, you know. It might be like
could be
something else
timing.
that's
Yeah, but-
maybe the timing, maybe the fact that it wasn't released at the time or
Right.
whatever. But if it's something else that you can fix right now, that would be really good. Because I was a bit, I was, I don't know, I was a bit alarmed.
Right.
Because like normally you would get way more wish lists. I'm talking like from what I've heard from other people, at least you have like at least 10 times more wish lists than what you got.
Right, but at the same time, there has been like multiple reports of YouTubers' impact on sales and wish lists. Like it's not as big as before.
Yeah, but the thing is, these are actual YouTubers who people look to for new games. Like Wonderbots, Nucleum, and now Retromation are all kind of like YouTubers that like people, at least I kind of subscribe to them so that I can find out about new games and I can
Right.
see what they're like. So it's I don't know, it's like pretty surprising, especially since the comments all seem to be fairly positive on the
Right.
YouTube videos, right?
Well, I guess
I don't know,
we need more.
We need more data. I guess.
Yeah.
It's just something that like maybe it might be something else affecting it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like-
I mean, the game could just not be as appealing.
They're, like appealing, but the thing is, they had very positive receptions in the comments though. So it's like it's kind of weird. to
Well, I
me
mean,
anyway.
sometimes it also depends on what's trendy at the moment, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like it just like weirded me out, and I was like, maybe there's something about a Steam page or something that, because like I know like certain people had that same issue, and then they found out that they made it so they have to jump through hoops to wishlist it or something like that.
Oh damn.
Like maybe it was linked to the demo, and then the demo didn't have the you get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
or
Right.
they linked to the itch instead of the Steam. Like I don't know, something like that. I'm not sure what it might be.
Oh, that is something though. That is a difference. That because I was offering it on itch, and the itch one was available right away.
Yeah, that
and-
might be it. They might have like thought it was just available on itch, maybe. Didn't
Well,
they-
no, because
Did they
he
mention in
linked
the
to
video?
both, and yeah, he mentioned it in the
Oh,
video.
Okay,
But he also
then.
linked to it. I think one of them didn't link to it actually. Yeah, the itch was
Retro.
there, and
Yeah.
retro, the itch was there. But yeah, I was gonna say the
I
selfie
see.
games.
Right.
And,
Right.
I don't know. I'm looking at it.
Hmm.
They're pretty. Oh, I sold 2 more
Yeah.
copies. Cool.
And one more thing, I wanted to like mention, right? You don't have to keep searching for Call of Krular on Google and all that. I'll link it in the stream chat and also in the thing. But YouTube actually auto generates a game that they are actually playing, and you can actually look at the most recent videos. And that's how I found the videos that were the Japanese players were playing for like Hi.
Uh,
So I just
Like, what
linked
do you
the.
mean?
YouTube generates this channel for your game, and then you can just see all the recent
Oh
videos
yeah,
from there.
yeah. I've been looking at that too. But
Okay.
some games haven't been popping up, or some videos haven't
Oh,
been popping
really?
up on it. Yeah, like you see, there's if you go to recent.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it actually.
Yeah,
There's
it's 5,
no-
and if you look at my list, there's like 8.
I guess the algorithm is not super
It's not.
reliable.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so that's why I made the playlist, because I was like, well, I'm just gonna put them all together, and I'm just gonna constantly. That's why I also keep looking on
That makes
YouTube
sense.
using
That makes sense.
parentheses.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know something really annoying about the thumbnail that the YouTube generates. Like, it's like, where do they actually find the picture, right? Like sometimes the thumbnail is not there. Sometimes they use the wrong
Yeah.
thumbnail. It's like,
Yeah, I don't know. They should have been there because I filled out all the information on the IDGB, whatever.
right, the
it's
indie
called.
games database, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm actually not sure.
Hmm.
Like I thought I would have thought they'd grab it directly from Steam, but obviously they don't.
Yeah.
No, they
Like
don't.
Twitch
'cause
also
it's-
doesn't. Twitch also doesn't. Like,
I think
have it
Twitch
sometimes.
gets it from Giant Bomb.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah.
Giant block.
Yeah.
No, they switched it to IGDB. And
Oh, I see.
how do you
then I
say it? IDGB?
IGDB. DB is in database, right? Yeah.
IGDB.
Okay, that means I have to upload it there because somebody was asking me about that.
Yeah. Because whenever I put Krular, was it Krular? No, whenever I put up Night. So this was still a while ago.
Yeah.
Whenever I put Night up on there for the first time, because I have a category for it. And whenever I put it on there, it took about 2-3 days, and then that's when I saw the category on Twitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I'll upload like something under. Oh wait, no, they already have the icon now. Okay, that's good.
Oh, they have.
Whatever.
Awesome.
Okay, but yeah, the last thing I wanted to share before we end off is that I actually had an article interview with me on a Japanese website called GameSpark.
Games.
And apparently they're one of the biggest indie, not even indie, like biggest gaming websites in Japan. So
Oh.
I'll put it in both.
Is the interview in
channels.
English?
It's in Japanese.
So
They
they asked
translated
you-
what I said in Japanese.
Right. Yes. So
Yes, I do not
the
speak
interviewer,
Japanese.
the interviewer posted a question in English then.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, it was like, I think it got a little bit of a bump. There was like more Japanese people buying it and stuff, and it was just
Oh,
nice to have an
That's
interview
nice.
up there.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Let me click on that.
Pretty happy with how it's pretty surprised with how the fact that it's still selling though.
Yeah, that's
Like,
good.
That's good, but like it's like it's kind of weird. Hey, I mentioned Godhead. Do you see that? They asked me for my favorite game. I'm like Godhead.
God hand. Yes, I see it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
God
Very
hand.
nice.
But yeah, that's just one to share.
Yeah.
It's nice news. It's nice
Cool.
news.
Is that it for today? My I'm sitting with my leg crossed.
I'm also sitting my leg crossed.
Yeah, I'm about to lick, man.
You're about
Alright,
to
I just
what?
wanted to go over the sales real
I'm
quick.
about.
Oh, you mean the?
I'm gonna lick.
I see.
Are we ending this?
Yeah, I think we're
Alright.
gonna ending this.
Wait,
Yes.
so what was I gonna say? All right, so just to get, or do you want to whatever? So on Steam, I've made what is it? It's at. Should I just go over this next time? Cause y'all really sell it.
Chiny, how bad
okay.
do you need piss on a scale of 0 to 10?
Yeah.
What? Say again.
How bad do you need to piss on a scale of 0 to 10?
0 to 10. Maybe like 11.
Okay, maybe we should like
Nah,
leave this one.
nah, it's okay. It's okay. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
It's okay. Go ahead. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no. Okay, fine. I don't know how to, because I gotta read this and how do I think I've only sold 35. Am I reading that right?
35.
Oh,
Is it lifetime
copies?
copies or
I don't know. It's lifetime retail units?
lifetime? No. That's you want to look at lifetime total units or lifetime Steam units.
Yeah, retail units is the
Steam
units that
units.
you give out to
Yeah.
people. Yeah, Steam units is the one you want to see.
Oh, okay. So 158 for the Steam units. Oh, so I've only given. Well, that can't be real. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, so 35 people. Whatever. Yeah. So 158, and that's equal to gross was 405, and the net was 344. That was that. But surprisingly, I'm looking at itches, and that one's at 175 gross.
Oh,
That's like half. I'm surprised by that. Wait, is it?
I see.
175.
Yeah, that's like half.
Mine is also like way less. Like it's like $300 less.
What 175 units for which one? For which platform?
No. It's not units. No.
Oh,
Only 51 payments, but some people have been giving more than the $2.99,
oh.
which is nice. Yeah, some people have been giving like $5. Some, I think the highest was $6.
Right.
I forget. Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
that's-
not make Chiny piss all over his.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, because the for next week, you think it'll be okay if we do a time check? Because usually John has something on after
Yeah.
after death chat. So
Let's
like,
do it. Let's like do a time check per person, I guess.
yeah. So like maybe
Or
Oh,
depending if a person has like less to show, then we can
yeah, we
give a
can
bit
add on
more
to the others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if possible, like one session, maybe we can keep it within 1.5 hours. You think would that be alright?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
fine.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine
whatever.
by me.
Honestly, whatever time you choose.
Yeah. Alright, man.
I
Okay.
think it's a good idea too because I get very tired at the end
Yeah.
usually.
I think
Alright.
I think Chiny also has to edit these.
Right. Alright. Let's end this. I'm gonna piece all over my chair very soon. So.
Very nice, very classy.
Very classy. It's
Alright.
exploding. Alright, thanks.
See you guys.
Alright, thanks. It's fun. And I'll see you next Sunday, right? Same time.
Oh, piss.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Alright,
Ooh,
bye.
great.
I'll see
Bye.
you. Bye. Alright. Gotta end the stream. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll end it. I really need to run to the loo right now. So I'll see you all. Thanks for dropping by, and Amanda, let me know if you are up for Bomberman tonight. Alright, bye everyone, bye.